I don't know.
Here we go. Hopefully you've had a beautiful Thursday so far.
I don't want that smoke.
We are one day away from All-Star Friday night, Jack. Tomorrow night at the West Covina Sportsplex, of course, Sedano and Cappy will be broadcasting live starting at 4 p.m. If you want to meet and greet them, be sure to be in the house at the West Covina Sportsplex around 3:30, give or take. Plus, you meet and greet everybody else. So come on out. Plan to spend all day long with us and have some fun. Cappy, of course, is practicing.
People remember Kirk Morrison's performance. They remember Beto's walk-off. They remember Travis's dongs, okay? They remember Matt Burke getting lucky and running into
Careful with the phrasing there.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean? Which part? He had some dingers.
There, that's better.
Different than dongs?
Sedano's been practicing. I saw a video today at ESPN Los Angeles on social media. Producer Funches with those knee braces looking official. We're getting ready. Tomorrow is the day. Let's get to it for your Thursday afternoon drive.
You know, like right before you go play a game.
How's that?
Like what?
The LA afternoon drive takeover. Let's do it. Sedano and Cap.
There, that's better.
Different than dongs?
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year. Ha ha!
Your Thursday afternoon right now.
Yeah, come on. Bing, ba-da-doo. Bing, da-da-da.
Beep, ba-da-boop. Do, da-da-bop.
Bing, ba-da-bop. Tick-tick-tick-a-dong, ba-da-bop. Da-bop. Tick-a-dong, ba-da-bing. Do, da-da-da. Ba-da-bop.
Bing.
Ah, that felt good. Oh, my God. What a release. Ah, that felt good. Getting loose right now here, George.
Do you know I just got an email from Barrett Sports Media an hour ago?
What do they say? Did I plant another story today?
I don't know. Did you?
You tell me.
Listen to this, ladies. I just got an email from Barrett Sports Media.
Uh-oh. Jeez. We know what that means.
From a young man named Derek.
Okay.
And he's got one of those, like, in his signature, it's actually, like, also got, like, a digital signature.
Oh.
Like his actual signature.
Hey, that's
Oh.
pretty
It's a bit
sharp.
much.
That, yeah,
It says,
a lot.
"Hi, Mr. Sedano. My name is
Sedano.
My name is Derek. I won't say his last name. And
Hey
I'm
there.
I'm George Sedano. No, I'm Derek, apparently. And I'm reaching out on behalf of Jason Barrett and Barrett Sports Media to see if you would be available to be interviewed for a feature story on the website.
Oh.
Yeah.
We would look to discuss your role hosting a local radio show in Los Angeles and gather your thoughts on sports media at large.
Oh, my.
If you have any questions about the interview or the story, please feel free to contact me via phone at blah, 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 or by email at blah, 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 blah. Thank you for your time and consideration. I look forward to hearing from you. So what should I do here?
You definitely have to do it.
I mean,
Cappy, what did you do?
Listen, I don't think it's what I did. I think it's what you did.
What did you do?
Yeah, give yourself some credit, George.
No, but what did you do that they want to do this interview? Like, I'm skeptical of why they want to reach out all of a sudden.
To be fair, they have been doing a lot of profiles lately of local radio hosts and in this ilk.
And don't you think that when they were in Los Angeles and they were having their big annual sports radio get-together, and you referred to it as a circle jerk, don't you think that they're like, you know what we ought to do? We ought to get Sedano on our side. He
Make
was
amends?
complaining. Right.
Yeah.
What did you say? You said there's not enough brown people on the stage. Isn't that what you said?
I did say that.
So if I'm those guys, I'm like, think about it. Guy doesn't like us. He called us what he called us. And, guy doesn't like us because there aren't enough brown people.
Right.
So, I mean, check some boxes, baby. Do the interview.
Right.
I'd definitely do it. It's a great platform for you, George. Talk about the brown people and the lack of them in the industry.
Yeah. I also see another email here.
Okay, who's it from?
My wireless bill.
Okay, what's the deal?
So I have myself, my wife, and my 83-year-old mother on it.
Okay.
And my 83-year-old mother sometimes decides to, instead of using the landline, to make international calls, where it's like 10% of the price.
Yeah.
She'll grab the cell phone. And I just saw my cell phone bill is an extra $122 this month.
Nice. Way to go, Mom.
Yeah.
I make sure my mom has to Mexico, some of the plans include it because that was happening. I was like,
Yeah,
no,
and
Mom,
I keep
no.
saying, why don't you just let me get the international plan, and that way it'll be cheaper.
Right.
And she's like, no, I'll remember to do it.
Right.
A lot
Yeah,
of
just do
the
it.
new eSIMs, the plans you can get from different wireless carriers with the eSIM, they include it. They include international.
Here's a question for you. Does your mom, would this be too much for her? But could she use WhatsApp?
Yeah, no, she's not
I
using
feel like
WhatsApp.
that's
She's
a lot.
83 years old.
Yeah, you gotta ask them for
I
their
know.
WhatsApp number and stuff.
I know,
Yeah,
but I just feel like everybody internationally is talking on WhatsApp. You know what I mean? And she can't do
Not
that.
George's
huh?
mom.
No. I know. I remember the first time I bought my grandmother Well, you guys remember? I don't know if anybody will remember this. It was like the mid-'90s. Everybody was just getting computers. Everybody was getting into email. Everybody had dial-up AOL. And there was some product that you could buy that was like an Atari for a TV, but it was like not really a computer, but you could get on the internet and you could figure out email. Does anybody remember this product that I'm talking about? Well, anyway, whatever it was, I brought it to my grandmother's house. I'm like, Grandma, I got to get you email. I got to get you on the internet. You got to know what's going on out there, Grandma. This is like 1997, 8-ish. And my grandmother's like, Tatala, listen to me, bubby. All right? I can't do this. Okay, I know you want me to do this. I don't get this email. This is the same woman who I would walk her into a fast food restaurant. She'd be like, so, tell me about this Big Mac. What's on this Big Mac?
What's so big about it? Yeah.
I hear a lot about this Big Mac. Tell me what's on this Big Mac. So I don't know why I tried to get my grandmother into a piece of technology way back when. R.I.P. Grandma. Mm-hmm. But I understand, George. You can't get Mom to use WhatsApp. I get it.
Yeah.
But it's going to cost you, man.
It is going to cost me. And this is like the third time this has happened, like in the last year. And I'm just like, yo, lady. You got. I know your cell phone looks a little like the house phone.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look that much like the house phone.
Well, here's what you do, George.
Who has a house phone anymore, though?
Well, she does. And I was going to say, you know what you should do is
just get rid of the house phone.
You should get it disconnected. But then what you're doing is you're forcing her to use the cell phone.
Right, which is going to be more expensive. Right.
But unless you pay the extra, what is it, like $10 or something like that?
No, it's still way more expensive.
Really?
Yeah.
You got to look into the eSIM. I'll tell you about it. I'll send you the link. It's good.
It depends on the country that you're
Right.
calling.
Exactly.
Well, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, where is she calling?
She's calling a communist country. You know what I'm saying?
She's calling Cuba,
okay.
really?
Yeah.
That's why, yeah.
Really? It's expensive to call Cuba, huh?
Dang.
Yeah.
And don't try to get old people, get rid of their phone lines, their landlines, because they will fight you.
Yeah.
Well, my mom still has
fight
hers.
you.
She refuses to get rid of it.
Yep, here we go. International long distance, 28 minutes, $84 on the cell phone.
20 minutes?
Damn.
Boy, she's not even talking to anybody. She's like, hey, how are you? I can't talk real quick because otherwise George's going to be really upset. Okay, you good? You good? Okay, great, bye. I mean, that's like, you can't have long conversations when you're spending $85 for 30 minutes.
I'm surprised that the landline is cheaper than...
Oh, way cheaper.
I'm surprised.
Way cheaper.
They had to do anything
it's like
nowadays.
maybe 10 or 15% of the price.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I see Funch back here today in the studio. Funchy, I saw your video of you getting some work done before the All-Star game.
Thank you.
I applaud your effort.
But
No but.
No, but.
okay,
but.
thank you.
I mean, I applaud your effort.
You know,
I think it's great that you've gotten
not
out
like
there.
some of those scoundrels on Twitter, talking about me.
Well, listen,
You know,
again,
don't worry about the scoundrels.
You got to understand something. As your teammate, the fact that you go out and you get some work done, I appreciate that. That tells me you're putting in the effort that I'm putting in.
I just don't want to put up an offer like I did last year.
Now, our girl, the queen here, at Unique with the _, she got problems that she got to deal with now. Now, have you heard what happened here today, George?
No, what happened?
Oh, you didn't hear?
No.
Oh. Well, phew. I thought everybody heard.
I mean, it was on the text message.
I mean, I'm sorry. I might not
No,
have
it's
seen
okay.
it.
I'm just saying. Well, I decided that I was going to go to the batting
Oh,
cages.
and it wasn't open.
Well, it was open. They told me it was open, so I showed up because I don't live close to that place. It was in the IE.
Yeah.
And I show up, and they're like, it's X amount for whatever. And I'm like, oh, whatever. I pay. And then I get to the batting cage area, and they're like, well, due to the weather, because it was really hot, they're like, we're not going to allow people to use batting cages.
Right.
I'm like, but I already paid.
Yeah, did you get your money back at least?
I mean, they did. They didn't want to. They're like, we can just credit you. I was like, no.
Nah, bro, I don't live by here.
Yeah.
Did you ask them for money for gas?
No.
Did you say, don't wait a second? I called you. Did you call in advance?
I did. They opened at 12, and I called, and they're like, yeah, you can come in. But to their, I'll be nice.
Okay, be nice.
Because the inside part has like an arcade and the mini golf and stuff.
Right.
That was, people were still being allowed to do that. I'm like, that's hotter than me being in the batting cages. Like, the sun is directly on those people on the mini golf. But the girl's like, yeah, I didn't know that they were going to close it. So it's all one area, but I guess the teammates were not communicating.
How long did you have to drive to get to this batting cage in the IE to go take hacks, Laura?
Like 40 minutes.
40 minutes out. Paid
It was
for
traffic.
it. Didn't get to do it. Got your money back. Drove 40 minutes back.
Almost an hour because traffic back on the
man.
10 West was a little bit
dude.
harder.
Come on, people. Come on.
So I
Let the girl
tried.
hit. Let the girl hit.
I tried, but it didn't work out for me.
Wow. All right, so does that mean that you will not be, this is your one and only time, and you're like, hey, screw it, now I just got to go out and play?
The thing is, the batting cages that I could go to, they all open at 3. Hey, we have a show at 4, and they close. And I mean, yes, I guess theoretically after today, but Lakers talk. I get out a little bit later, and they close at 9. So, I don't think I'm.
Doesn't sound like my girl is going to be able to get some hacks.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I mean, she can wash her hair.
I did wash my hair, but
Can't hit.
We got to get you to the cage before the game tomorrow.
By the way, Cappy, I'm looking at this bill. I also got billed something called the Federal Universal Service Charge for $24.95.
What's that?
What is that?
What is that?
I don't know, but I have them on all the phones. But on my mom's, I guess because of the long distance, it was way more. Like mine is 42 cents. Hers is $24.95.
It's probably like a connection fee.
I was gonna say, so when you go through your phone bill and you actually look at all the crap they charge
I'm calling
you,
AT&T tomorrow.
dude,
They're going to hear it
it's
from me.
crazy.
Dude,
I'm
have
calling
Jacob
him
and
tomorrow.
Ronnie call him. Have Jacob call him.
I call them first.
Oh, you do it.
Yeah.
Trust me, we get stuff done, Cap.
Trust.
And then if they don't, then I'm having him Ronnie on the case.
Okay.
What's
All
this
right.
Federal Universal Service Charge? Get out of here with that AT&T.
I mean, I got to tell you, man, I'm actually laughing that you're looking through your bill. Did you look at it and go, this seems unusually higher?
Well, it's generally the same every month.
Yeah, right.
So I know when I saw that it was $100 and something more, I'm like, what? And I knew what it was immediately. I didn't even need to open it. I knew what it was.
Will you call your mother?
I
and
will. I'll be
scold
like,
your mom?
no. I was like, Mom, can you please, if you're going to call Cuba, can you just do it on the house phone? Please? Like, look, it's not that I don't have the $100, but it's like it would be nice to use that $100 for something else.
Yeah.
Te compro otra cosa.
You know?
Come on, Ma.
Who does she call that she's on the phone with for 20 minutes internationally?
I am one of my relatives in Cuba.
See?
You should tell them they should take turns.
Yeah,
Calling.
I mean, it's probably really hard for them to
Yeah,
call
I
her.
was gonna
that's probably
say
true,
from
yeah.
their
It's not
side,
the same, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like,
Have your mom and previously your dad, have they always been able to communicate and call people in Cuba, or is this also new?
you have.
Yeah?
Yeah,
This
you have.
isn't like new that now that we can travel to Cuba,
No,
we can actually call Cuba?
No. And there people have cell phones and stuff too, so, But, it's just, for, 28 minutes to be charging me $100.
$85. I mean, that's a
Well,
tank of
plus
gas
the
if you have a gas
universal,
car.
stupid universal whatever fee.
How dare they? How dare they?
Yeah.
If you call and you're nice, they usually bump it down or they'll
Really?
do stuff. Yeah.
No. I'm going to call them and be like,
And
yo,
ask, like, what can we,
what's
what-
up with this?
yeah.
What's this
What's up with
universal
this?
fee?
Oh.
He's talking. Oh, never mind.
It's the fee. Listen, she made the call. There's nothing I can do about
No,
that.
pero a veces te dicen, like, you can use
Nah,
this
it's fine.
plan. You know
I'll
what
pay
I
it.
mean?
I don't care. She
He
did
don't
it.
care.
I pay it. But the universal fee, now I draw the line.
Now he wants that universal
I
fee
want
back.
that $24.95 back.
Right. Universal,
Why is it my line and my wife's line is 42 cents and my mom's is $24.95?
Because
need
she
answers.
made an international call that was
I understand.
$100.
Right.
I need answers. There is an international investigation going on at this exact moment right now.
Exactly.
Because we're learning about Cuba and having some food.
Right. All right. Coming up next, Cappy, we learned that LeBron is back and what that means for the Lakers. We'll get to that next.
All right, but first, let me tell you about Coors. Is that what you're telling me, Laura? Is that what you're saying to me?
Yes,
I think that's
I
what
am.
you're saying to me.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
Hey, listen, this weekend, as Laura was just saying, it's really hot out, right? And it's going to be tomorrow. I mean, get ready to be hydrated because it will be hot out at West Covina. But that's just because we're all bringing the heat. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see that plane flying overhead that says Coors Light, and you're going to think to yourself, you know what? I'm ready for an icy cold Coors Light. It's summertime. The sun is out longer. It's all heated up. And you know what? You got a chance to win this Ultimate Angels prize pack. It's game tickets. It's the really cool Hawaiian shirt. And, of course, icy cold Coors Light. Use this website, keepingchachill.com, keepingchachill.com. Use the keyword Angels for your chance to win. And stay tuned because we got a lot of things happening later this summer with the Angels and icy cold Coors Light.
710.
West Covina Sportsplex. By the way, a lot of talk about the after party tomorrow night. After we get done in West Covina, a lot of us going to be heading to the Sunset Room in Hacienda Heights, so make plans for that, okay? Meanwhile, Cappy record time on this day in 1985, the number one hit, Duran Duran, A View to Kill. Sedano and Kap continues. Good Thursday afternoon right now.
You know that this is my favorite Roger Moore James Bond movie. It was like the first one I really remember watching like as a kid and really understanding.
He's my favorite James Bond.
Well, he was the James Bond when I was a kid. So like to me, he's the original James Bond, even though clearly it was Sean Connery.
Clearly.
But yeah, Roger Moore was my guy. I mean, that movie made a lot of money too. For the time, $154 million or whatever. That's a lot of money in 1987 money. Or 85 money, sorry.
I got to make a political statement about Duran Duran.
What? You don't like Duran Duran?
No, I do. Early 80s, really, really liked Duran Duran.
Yeah.
Then for some reason, it became like vogue to not like Duran Duran for a little while.
Who said that?
I
Then
don't
they
know.
came back in the 90s and they were good too.
Came back strong. And even to this day, when I hear Duran Duran, I rock the house, man.
You
Okay?
rock the house?
Oh, in a big way. I'll sing every word. And a couple years ago, I was at a music festival. It's been a few years since this one. This is probably like 19, right before the pandemic. And I saw Duran Duran. They still sounded great. And Simon LeBon can still sing.
Yeah, I believe it. I would go watch them in
Me
concert.
too. I'd go to a Duran Duran show anytime.
Aren't they coming either here or maybe Vegas, like in like a month or two? It's going to be a big show.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
All right.
I remember seeing something
Concert
about it.
tours. I see Vegas. Yeah.
Will you go to that, George?
I got to go back to Vegas this weekend already.
Yeah, that's right. And it's going to be like 200 degrees there.
Yeah, and it's August 26th. So no, that means by then
August
college
26th.
football will have started. Yeah, in Vegas. So no.
Ugh, August 26th.
They're going
in Vegas.
to Chula Vista though, Cappy.
Okay. That'd be something I'd maybe
Oh,
check
they're
out.
at Yamava.
That's what I was about to
That's
say.
what it was. I
Yeah.
knew I saw it somewhere.
No
Let's
way.
go.
When are they at Yamava? When?
August 20th.
Okay, and that's air
I'm
conditioned.
out of town.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Where you going, dude?
I'm on vacation with the kids and the wife.
Oh, August 20th?
Cappy, I'll go. We got some
I don't
juice
get back
there.
till the. I get back after that.
All right. I'll go because I think my vacation's probably like the following week.
Yeah.
I'll go.
All right.
Let's do it. We should do the pre-show from there, and then you can
All right.
interview him, Cappy.
I would love to.
Yeah.
So, Simon, tell me. And I just talked to him about all kinds
And
of
then you
things.
can end by when he says bye. You can say a prayer for me now,
Oh, that's a good idea.
and he'll say save it till the morning after.
I think I would probably ask him, hey, man, during Rio, can I get on stage and sing with you guys or what? Her name is Rio, and she's dancing on the sand. What do you think?
I mean, probably not, but it's worth a shot.
I'd ask.
Speaking of being on stage, LeBron was on stage last night,
Okay.
and he told everybody what his plans are. After we heard, after the sweep at the hands of the Nuggets, we heard he was wondering about his future. So, I mean, he told us what his future is now.
When the season ended, I said I wasn't sure if I was going to keep playing. And I know a lot of experts told you guys what I said, but I'm here now speaking for myself. In that moment, I'm asking myself if I can still play without cheating the game. Can I give everything to the game still? Truth is, I've been asking myself this question at the end of the season for a couple years now. I just never openly talked about it. I don't care how many more points I score or what I can or cannot do on the floor. The real question for me is, can I play without cheating this game? The day I can't give the game everything on the floor is the day I'll be done. Lucky for you guys, that day is not today.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what brings me back every year?
Tell
is
me.
watching and coaching my boys and their teammates.
See that?
See, I see those kids and it brings me right back to why I play.
Yeah.
Those kids get me back to where I need to be. Just the pure love of this beautiful game. So yeah, I still got something left. A lot left. I love you all, and thank you so much for watching this journey so far.
Oh, yeah. Love you. Love you, King. Hell yeah. Man, I had not heard that because I wasn't watching the ESPYs last night, and the only thing I went back and watched today of the ESPYs so far is Pat McAfee's opening monologue.
That was funny.
I got to say, Man, I feel so much better after hearing that from LeBron. What a relief.
We missed part of it. They cut part of it off.
Oh, really? What part?
Cleveland, this is for you.
No, he didn't say that at all, actually.
Oh, sorry.
I thought that was you, Lindsay.
No.
Wow. Gosh, I am so glad you guys just played that for me.
Cap, you know why? I was just telling Funch why I think it's hilarious that he said all that. Because this is like notoriously known as like the quote unquote slowest sports day of the year, right? Mm-hmm. And like everyone's ripping him because the day, when the Nuggets won the NBA Finals, they're like, oh, why is he going to say that? Like, why is he got to, ruin their shine and take all the attention off of them? Well, then he says something like this and gives us content for the day, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's not the most quiet day of the sports year. That's tomorrow. Tomorrow at the All-Star Friday night at the West Covina Sportsplex. Live broadcast and party starts at 10 in the morning. Team Mace versus Team Sleek. Game goes at 7. All-Star Friday night presented by Rotolo Chevrolet and Capozio Buick GMC. Come visit Rotolo Chevrolet and Capozio Buick GMC and see what the fun is all about. I just slipped that right in, George.
It was good work.
Thanks.
Yeah.
LeBron.
You ever been to Fontana where Rotolo is?
I have been to Fontana.
You went to the NASCAR race there or something?
I haven't been to the NASCAR race. I think that they're also, and somebody could check me on this, I think there's also a drag racing track in Fontana.
I mean, there's a lot of racing there, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I've been out there for some drag racing,
But, yeah, so, Cappy, this is what I was asked today what this means, right?
What does what mean?
What LeBron's what it means for the Lakers. Like, somebody asked me today on Around the Horn, like Tony asked me, well, what does this mean for the Lakers? I said, well, there's clarity, right? Like, if there was ever any doubt, then now there is no doubt, right?
Okay, what was there?
Well, I mean, maybe.
Was there really?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'd never heard him actually openly discuss his mortality like the way he did at the end of that press conference.
Right, but between then and now, has there been like a daily question mark? Like, hey, is LeBron playing? Is he not playing?
No.
Hasn't there,
because
there
Dave
been...
McMiniman, our buddy, had a report that said he plans on playing his 21st season. But
thanks, Dave. Dave will tell you.
Exactly.
Didn't I just hear the other day Rich Paul say something to somebody about how hard LeBron works and all these years and he's still going? I mean, there was something he said the other day, but
right. But until you hear from the person themselves, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to just say, respectfully, King, I didn't realize that you needed to make such an announcement because I thought it was foregone that you were coming back and playing. I know there was the discussion on the night when you're emotional and the team loses and you get swept and everything else, but that was like 6 weeks ago. Has everybody been sitting around going, geez, I wonder when LeBron's going to tell us what he's planning on doing? Because I think most of us assumed he was playing.
No, I mean, people around us have said, but when he says it, he says it. But anyway, who gives a crap about that? He's playing. So the point is, now I think you have to operate like this is, a year-to-year thing at best. Like, and I mean, to me, this is probably it.
Well, I've been saying to you now for a few weeks that after this season, if Bronny James...
but I don't think he kind of walked some of that Bronny James stuff back yesterday.
Well, all I'm saying, though, is that if his original plan, according to the reports, were that he was going to try and play with his kid, that, yeah, I could see this being his last year so he could go follow his kid, because what is the likelihood that his kid's going to wind up playing for the Lakers unless the kid doesn't get drafted? And he says to him, he goes, look, here's what you're going to do. You're going to come out anyway, and you're not going to get drafted, and the Lakers are going to sign you, and we're going to play together. Mm-hmm. I mean, is that... Then, by the way, then you got more LeBron. But as you heard him say in that soundbite, I mean, two things really stood out to me. One, we are all so blessed and lucky that LeBron is coming back to us. I mean, and he knows it because he just said it right in our faces.
Right.
They go, aren't you guys lucky to know I'm coming back? Mm-hmm. You guys are going to get to watch me play another year. Aren't you people lucky?
We are lucky. LeBron is a treasure.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, that aside, I mean, you're going to miss him when he's gone.
Of course. I don't feel like I need him telling me you're a very lucky person. You get to watch me play another year. I mean, listen, I have a love-hate relationship with LeBron.
You have a love-hate relationship with people who are honest.
No, I have a love-hate relationship with a lot of athletes that sometimes I love what they say and they do, and sometimes I don't.
And what does that mean exactly?
It means that, like, sometimes I think guys are jerks and I call them out on it, and sometimes I think guys are really cool.
You think that's being a jerk?
I kind of think it's being, like, ridiculously arrogant, but that's okay. That's just me.
But wait a second. You played with big-time athletes.
Right. Nobody ever said to me, hey, good news for you. I'm coming back next year.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I feel like I've been around a lot of athletes in my day, and you've been around a lot of athletes, and the only difference is some guys are better at hiding it. Mm-hmm. They're all arrogant. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't get to those levels if you don't have arrogance.
Yeah. Well, I'm not disagreeing with that.
Also, if anyone's allowed to be that arrogant, I feel like it's LeBron, right?
Of course you do.
I mean, Michael Jordan was pretty damn arrogant.
I don't remember Michael Jordan ever going, hey, guess what? Good news for you people. I'm going to come play for
he
Washington.
just sent back a fax
Right,
that said,
right.
I'm
back. Yeah.
I mean, that's not just as bad?
No,
a fax?
No, fax not
a
as bad.
fax in
A
like
fax not as bad.
1995 was the equivalent to this, okay?
A fax.
All right, we got to go. Let's get into the Lakers portion of this and like the big picture for them. Because there's apparently some already chatter about what this lineup could look like. We'll get to that. And Buster Olney of ESPN says the Dodgers may have some competition for Shohei. We'll tell you who next.
All right, we did this yesterday. We do it again. Combat poker at the Commerce Casino. You got to be a part of this. So it's free to enter. The top 18 advance to the second round. I'd probably be top 300, but that's okay. That's just me. Top 18 advance to the second round. Chance to win $10,000. All you got to do is go to ESPNLA.com. That's ESPNLA.com. Make sure to enter.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. It's the All-Star Friday night. We're going to see you there from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the West Covina Sportsplex, brother. And let me tell you something. This year, I'm hitting home runs, not giving them up.
All right, if you want to see Sliwa get a good ass kicking in a softball game, you want to be at the West Covina Sportsplex Friday, July the 14th. I'm telling you, I have put together a team for the ages. Sliwa doesn't know what's going to hit him.
All-Star Friday night, premium beef franks, thanks to our friends at Hoffy. I can't wait. Michelob Ultra, Hoffy beef franks, some Johnsonville sausages. Bam! A Friday celebration like no other. And on this day back in 1977, the New York City blackout of 1977 happened. It was in 1977. I don't know if you knew that. Let's play a little New York song, huh? Be in the groove on a Thursday afternoon. Sedano Kap continues. Here Thursday right now.
You know, it's funny, actually, that Christopher chose this song because I teased as we were heading to the break, Cappy. That Buster Olney says the Dodgers have real competition in free agency for one Shohei Ohtani.
That surprise you?
And here's what old Buster had to say.
If Ohtani is traded before the deadline, what teams would be most likely to go after him?
Well, you start with the Yankees, the Rangers, the Rays, maybe a small handful of teams, but there's no doubt. You talked with sources yesterday, they see the Yankees as potentially being the most motivated because Garrett Cole, Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, they're middle-aged players right in the prime of their careers. This is the Yankees' window to win now. You bring in Ohtani. Suddenly the Yankees rotation with him involved looks so strong. Ohtani hitting in Yankee Stadium, which favors left-handed sluggers. That's something I'm sure the Yankees would be willing to pay for if Ohtani is made available by the Angels.
So here's the deal. They're talking about if he's traded, and he did not mention the Dodgers as a trade partner.
Right.
If the Yankees get Ohtani before the Dodgers are able to get him via trade, That is not good news for the Dodgers' quest at trying to get him in free agency. Now, I still think he's going to go to free agency, but the fact that they will have had him in their clubhouse for a while, at least for 2 months and change, potentially, or maybe a little more, that's not good if you're the Dodgers, because we've all been sitting here waiting like, well, I guess, they're bringing up those young guys, save a little money, because next year they're going to go all in on Ohtani. And if the Yankees beat them to the punch via trade, I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, here's how I feel, that you just said that you think he's still going to free agency. If the Yankees are to make a trade for Ohtani, I don't think he'll get to free agency. I really don't. It's just an opinion. I haven't talked to Ohtani. I tried texting him the other day. He didn't get back to me. I guess he was at the All-Star game or something. But anyway, I'm sure we'll talk. And I just don't think that if the Yankees get him, they'll let him out. And I think that Ohtani, we all look at L.A. and the Dodger organization and Dodger Stadium. We go, hey, that's a perfect place for a guy like him to really, really be the international superstar that he can be, truly in Los Angeles. Well, guess what? It's the same thing in New York and maybe even a little bit more. And so if the Yankees are to get their hands on Ohtani during this season, George, I don't know that he'll make it to free agency.
I mean, it's possible. I still think that his agent will make him go through free agency. I think that you don't get to that point without that happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that they're going to look for the highest bidder. So, and they're going to want to see what the market is.
Yeah, but the highest bidder may not be a team that he believes can help him win championships. And so I really wonder if top dollar...
I mean, his agent has said that he would explore free agency.
Okay, but I understand. But his agent also said he wants to win. That's primary.
Right.
So what I'm getting at is if the Kansas City Royals offer him $1 billion and the Yankees offered him $700 million, is he going to go to Kansas City for the extra $300 million, or is he going to go to the Yankees where he thinks he can win and, by the way, can do a whole lot more marketing of his brand with the Yankees
but the
than
Kansas
Royals.
City Royals are not going to offer him $1 billion.
But that's what I'm giving you.
Right.
That's why I'm giving you a ridiculous example.
But what I'm saying is, I still think he tests free agency. Now, Steve Mason has checked in.
Okay, what does he say?
Says I don't think he'll stay in New York if the Yankees get him.
Okay, why is that?
I mean, well, he's a Dodger fan.
Right, that's why.
And Mason didn't like New York like he loves L.A., so there's that too. I don't either, to be honest with you. So, I mean, there's that. So I get it. But I don't love them getting the jump on the Dodgers in that scenario.
Well, the way you kind of made it seem was that, like, Buster Olney puts this out there as if, well, hold on, wait a second. Stop, everybody. We thought this whole time it's an automatic done deal. The Angels can't keep him. They can't pay him. They can't win. The Dodgers are up the road, and the Dodgers provide that major market, legendary organization and marketing opportunity that, frankly, Anaheim does not, even though they try and call themselves LA. We get it, right?
Yeah. By the way, Mason has checked in again. Like, Steve Mason all of a sudden has turned into Tip Kirchin here.
Yeah. What does he say?
I think it's West Coast teams. Seattle's the one to watch out for. He has spent a couple of off seasons in Seattle. Look at Mason doing reporting.
All right.
It's like Jeff Passan all of a sudden.
Nice, Mace. Nice job,
Doesn't he not like the cold weather, Ohtani? Isn't that kind of like what people have been saying?
I don't know. I mean, it could get cold in Japan.
Well, I feel like I've heard a lot of reports that are like he reportedly doesn't like pitching in the cold weather. But I don't know, like, is Seattle, doesn't it get kind of cold there?
Not in the summer.
No. Okay.
Seattle's one of those cities.
I'm thinking playoffs, because if he wants to play for a good organization.
Yeah.
I mean, they were in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, you're right, because you could play anywhere.
And Julio Rodriguez is one of the best young players in the sport.
I mean, I understand why Mason thinks it's a West Coast thing. I do get it. I think a lot of people think the same way. Like, it's a quicker jump over to home from here than it is from New York. I get that. I understand that whole idea.
Yeah.
But, listen, I think there has been an assumption that Ohtani will eventually be a Dodger.
Right.
There has been a case built that the Dodgers did not go out into free agency this past year and spend because they're obviously trying to save their money, get under the luxury tax, and do everything you're supposed to do financially to prepare to go after a giant whale. But, like, what are we not going to think that the Yankees are going to be players in this?
Oh, no, I thought they'd be players, but my concern is if they trade for him, that gives them an advantage.
100% it does.
Yeah.
Now, if you're the Angels, and it's not really within the division, and it's not even within the league, I mean, you'd be trading somebody to the National League. So do you care? Or if you're the Angels and you're Artie Moreno and you're a business guy, are you like, I'm not handing Ohtani to the Dodgers. I don't care what they give me. I'm not going to give this asset to them. I'll give them to the Yankees. Let him go to the other side of the country. Mm-hmm. I don't need him in my backyard haunting me every day.
Still in the same, not that matters as much anymore. But
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, does Artie Moreno have that? Yeah. I don't want him in my backyard winning a World Series for the Dodgers, and then I got to sit here and watch that every day. Let him go to the Yankees. Mm-hmm. Just thinking out loud here, George. I'm thinking like an owner. You see what I'm saying?
Because you are an owner,
right? Putting myself in the position of an ownership group. You know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. By the way, the weather where he's from in Oshu Iwate in Japan, very similar to Seattle, actually.
Is that right? What part of the country is it in?
I can tell you if you give me a second.
Yeah, I mean, Google map it.
Okay.
I mean, let me know what you find out.
Stand by.
I hear there's great skiing in Japan. I've never been, but my friends have been.
Really?
Yeah, they say skiing is world class.
Wow.
I mean, the Winter Olympics were there.
I'm completely ignorant. Like, not going to lie. I'm not, very worldly traveled at all. I've been to, the only other country I've ever been to, I think, is Mexico and Canada.
Yeah, no, the Winter Olympics in Nagano.
Oh, yeah, okay. I gotcha.
It is north of Tokyo by a good margin. It's like in the northern part of Japan, near Sendai, which is also a big city.
How many meters is it, do you know?
Meters?
Yeah.
You mean kilometers?
That's what I meant, yep. Metric system.
What are you doing, Cap?
I don't know. George said it's a good distance away. I'm like, how far? I need some kind of detail here, you know?
Hold on. If you give me a second, I will let you know.
Yeah, I need to know.
482 kilometers.
Thank you,
It's about
George.
a 6-hour drive.
Thank you, George.
Yeah. So he lives in the northern part of Japan, which is why Seattle Mason may be onto something.
Well, there's been a lot of what's the word, scuttlebutt about that over the past couple days because I guess, during one of the All-Star interviews, he was like, oh, I love to vacation in Seattle.
Right. Yeah. So there you go. Cappy.
Yeah, go ahead.
We got to go to break here in a second.
We do? Ugh, why?
I mean, why? We got stuff to do.
I know.
But I got a couple of things for you.
All right.
So I've got your boy Brock Purdy is in the news.
Mm-hmm.
That guy
can make noise. That guy can make noise in the postseason.
He may be making more noise, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And then Big Perk, Summer of Perk with LeBron back.
Yeah.
Big Perk got a hot take about LeBron and the Lakers.
He's a hot take machine right now.
He is, in the summertime, he has got the hottest of hot
takes. He heats up. It's that beard, I think.
And he's got a big one on the Lakers.
Wait. Kendrick Perkins has a big one?
On the Lakers.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Really?
That's what I heard.
Yeah. That's next.
710.
At the West Covina Sportsplex, come on out. Be sure to be prepared for that sun. Have plenty of water. Bring your coolers, bring your lawn chairs, bring some sunblock. Cappy will help you put on sunblock if you just ask him. Trust me.
God, that's hot.
Thanks to our friends at Johnsonville that'll be grilling up those beautiful sausages. Welcome to Johnsonville, America's favorite sausage. And how many Hoffy hot dogs will I eat tomorrow? Hoffy, crave them. Premium beef race. We'll see you tomorrow in the city of West Covina. All-Star Friday night, just one day away. The summer of 710, yo. LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN.
Get in the zone.
All right, we did this yesterday. We do it again. Combat poker at the Commerce Casino. You got to be a part of this. So it's free to enter. The top 18 advance to the second round. I'd probably be top 300, but that's okay. That's just me. Top 18 advance to the second round. Chance to win $10,000. All you got to do is go to ESPNLA.com. That's ESPNLA.com. Make sure to enter.
All right, if you want to see Sliwa get a good ass kicking in a softball game, you want to be at the West Covina Sportsplex Friday, July the 14th. I'm telling you, I have put together a team for the ages. Sliwa doesn't know what's going to hit him.
ESPN.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What you need to know is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Linz, what do you got?
So shout out to Lauda on this
Shout
one,
out.
who sent this one in the group chat earlier. So yesterday, I told you about how today is National French Fry Day, and McDonald's was giving away free fries. Well, Carl's Jr. has one-upped them because today, for National French Fry Day, when you purchase any fries, either a la carte or part of a combo, through the Carl's Jr. app or website, you will get a free small fries with a minimum $1 purchase once a day for the rest of the year. Rest of the year. So basically, if you buy anything that has fries in your order today on National French Fry Day, then for the rest of the year, you'll get one free fry per day with any other purchase.
Okay. Say that again?
I know, it's confusing. I know.
I can't follow.
Okay,
what's
I'll
going
start
on
over.
here. You get one free fry.
If
like
you buy
one.
anything today, that includes French fries on National French Fry Day.
Yeah.
That means then for the rest of the year, 2023, you will get a order of free fries every day
time you go back in. Every time
Once
you
a
go
day.
back in.
Every day.
You could do it every day if you wanted to.
Yes.
Could you do it more than once a day?
No, just once a day.
Only once a day.
And you have to buy something.
What if you? Oh.
I mean, you could buy a drink. You could buy another fry, get one free.
I've been into a Carl's Jr. in a really long time,
I
but
love Carl's Jr.
I got to tell you that I'm watching this series now on HBO Max, and I don't know why, but there's commercials in the middle of these shows, and there's this one for Carl's Jr. and it's in Spanish, and then it's the one with like the super hot jalapeno and the hot sauce on top of the burger.
El Diablo burger.
I don't know, man. It looks good.
It's called the El Diablo burger.
Yeah.
And I believe the price is $6.66.
Oh,
really?
Like is
Interesting.
Evil?
Yeah.
Because it's evil. And it's
It's supposed to be the devil, right?
I got you.
That sounds like I'm going to need 2 extra pairs on Depends.
Maybe 3.
Right.
Ew.
Right.
You guys remember when Carl Jr. had all the sexy commercials with the
Oh, yeah.
girls?
Yeah,
and
didn't they have Paris Hilton?
Right.
Yeah, Paris Hilton was
That's
on
right.
that.
They're like
Washing their cars and stuff.
I
Don't
will-
bother me. I'm eating.
Yeah, I will give them. I don't hate their food. I'm also not running to get it, but their marketing is always on point. I will give them that.
I think they're my favorite fast food burgers around
Really?
here.
Really?
Carl's Jr.?
Yeah.
I don't go ever, really.
I like them.
I know. Don't
Big
even
fan.
listen. I can't believe she just said that. 'Cause
Hey.
now, Lindsay, you're going to bring so
I don't
much
care.
hate.
I don't care. 'Cause
I know.
You know
You're
what?
gonna bring so
they're
much
my
in and out
taste
hate.
buds, and my
I know.
taste buds.
I mean, they're fine. I don't
like what they
but
want.
I don't. I mean, I'm not a huge fast food guy anymore anyway. So I mean, that's just
No, neither am
Let's
I.
qualify it
but
with that.
You know,
Go
if
ahead.
you're gonna, people are like, oh, In-N-Out. I know people love In-N-Out, but I think
Right, but
I
it's-
prefer Carl's Jr.'s
Right,
burgers
but
over In-N-Out.
but it takes a lot of courage in America in 2023
You're right, Cappy.
to admit that you may prefer Beyonce to
But
Rihanna.
here I am.
Okay, and yet here you are telling people you like Carl's Jr. better than In-N-Out. You have just opened yourself up now to the sort. Well, you're going to see what's going to happen on Twitter.
Bring it on.
I mean, that's what's
don't
going to
care.
happen.
They're
No,
my
I mean-
taste buds.
I mean, you could get canceled today.
You know what? You can't cancel my taste buds.
I know, but they could cancel you for having an opinion.
Okay. Cancel me.
It's true, Funch.
You
I can
think
hear you in the
everybody's
back.
canceled. Like, you have the worst definition of canceled ever.
Everybody's canceling. Everybody's canceling and being canceled.
If that's the case, then how are you not canceled, Cappy?
Been canceled 500 times in the last 3 weeks.
Okay.
I'm back.
I meant permanent cancellation.
I'm back, baby.
You're just postponed. That's all.
I think you have to ridicule cancellation. This way it just kind of flies right off of you.
Okay.
You're going to get canceled today for thinking Carl's Jr. is better than In-N-Out.
Well, you're going to get canceled for something. Yeah.
Yeah, no, listen, it's coming. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but could happen today.
Usually does. Give it a couple hours. But yeah, that's what you need to know. Can you get
Brought
some
to
free
you
fries?
by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are.
Hey, I want to tell you guys something really quick, and that is that tomorrow, everybody knows this by now, George, West Covina Sportsplex, I want everybody to bring your whole fam. I want your kids there. I want your mom, your dad, grandma, grandpa, abuelo, tio. I want them all, okay, for the All-Star Friday night and your chance to win that beautiful new propane gas grill from Henrik at Barbecues Galore. George, have you hung out with Henrik before?
I have, yes.
You see the build on Henrik?
He's yoked. Yeah.
Dude, my man is walking around like he's getting the Arnold Schwarzenegger emails, okay? And he's training with Arnold. So come on out. Henrik's giving away yet another barbecue from Barbecues Galore. Not a barbecue aisle, an entire barbecue store, Jack.
Yeah, Jack.
That's right.
Jack.
So you had said to me before the break, my boy Brock Purdy.
Mm-hmm.
I got to say, my man has a chance to make noise in the postseason. Then he got hurt.
Yeah, well, he's on track to start the season.
Okay.
Which is good news. Now, here's the thing. The Niners, to me, are an incredible case study, okay?
Okay, you doing a case study on him?
And I mean that because if you think about it, like, they probably have the best roster in football sans the quarterback. And it doesn't matter that they don't have, like, this great quarterback. You know what I mean? Because they're that impressive at every freaking position. And here's the thing. If Purdy is good, like, if that wasn't just a flash in the pan, and he's, like, good, like, solid to good, that's all they need. Because they still have Trey Lance that they can trade. Because you know how this works in that league. Like, he's a top 3 pick. There's going to be another team that's going to be like, oh, I'll take a chance on him. Here's a first rounder or a second rounder. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, look, you talk about the 49ers and them not needing a quarterback, but it is a quarterback-driven league where when you have a star, you have a chance, and Kansas City has a chance now every year. Buffalo is likely going to be in it pretty much every year. Cincinnati is going to be there. And you look at teams like Philadelphia, for example. They're likely to be involved. Dallas is likely to be in the conversation. They haven't won anything, but they're going to be in the conversation. You look at these teams, and they have quarterbacks, and the Niners have not. But you know what else they don't have, George?
What's that?
They don't have a Super Bowl championship here in the Kyle Shanahan era.
They don't, but I feel like they will eventually.
Well, they've been to one. They lost it. They've been to 2 conference championship games. They've lost both of those. So here's the thing. The Rams looked at their team, and they said, we have a number 2 overall pick at quarterback. It was number 1 overall pick, Jared Goff. We have a number 1 overall pick. We don't think he's good enough, but we think we're a quarterback away from winning the Super Bowl. And I suppose if you just kind of do simple math, that is what happened for the Rams, isn't it? So I'm not really sure what's going to happen with Brock Purdy this year. Because on one hand,
he's gonna make noise.
Here's the story I want to root for. You ready? This is the story I want to root for. Last pick of the draft, was never seen as a guy who's going to make it, really. He's going to be a clipboard carrier, gets his chance. He's with the right coach on the right team, and he's headed towards something special, and he gets hurt.
Yeah.
But then in year 2, he comes back. He comes back from injury.
Yeah.
And he proves to everybody that Mr. Irrelevant is not just some one-hit wonder, and he can actually make that noise.
Make the noise.
Make it. That's the noise I'm talking about.
Right.
Or is it this one?
Yeah.
It's the
Slightly
first
different.
one. It's the first one. Yeah, nuanced. So the story I'm rooting for Brock Purdy is story A. But story B might be, hey, had a really good rookie year on a really good team and came back after injury year 2 and proved why he was the final pick in the draft and why he was going to be a career third stringer.
By the way, did you know that Brock Purdy was recruited by Alabama?
I did not.
Yeah.
I only know because I did a lot of scouting when he was at Iowa State. I watched a lot of his games.
Well, I knew that. I did watch him.
I know. I watched a lot of them.
You did not. I
did.
watched.
I saw the Iowa game.
And
I saw the game against.
He was the highest quarterback recruit they've ever had
at Iowa State.
Yeah.
Yeah. Recruited by Alabama, though, huh? All right. Well, listen. I hope for Brock Purdy's sake, like the story continues. I like the guy. I like the story.
Yeah, Nick Saban liked him.
So why didn't he go there?
You trust Nick Saban because he wasn't going to start there. He's going to start at Iowa State.
Hope so.
I mean, it worked out.
Right.
Clearly. So
Boy, I'll tell you what, though, Alabama, they love Southern California quarterbacks, man.
Well, he's a Arizona kid.
No, I know, but they come into Southern California. The kid that they had last year.
They had Bryce, yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And so now, and then the next kid that they've got coming is this kid named Julian Sain, who's like the number one
San
high
Diego
school
now.
quarterback out of Carlsbad.
Yeah,
and they just had a kid transfer
Yeah.
from Notre Dame. Who's now scheduled to be one of the guys
right, because
competing
their
for the starting
offensive
job.
coordinator was Tommy Rees from Notre Dame. Yeah,
and that kid's also from Southern California. So there's a lot. I'll tell you, man, Alabama, they look for quarterbacks here in our backyard.
Nick Saban has done a really good job of infiltrating the three big states like Florida, Texas, and California. He's done an excellent job of that. When you win for that long, you can do it,
I like when we have football junkie conversations that go from one place to another. Think about that. From Brock Purdy, the roster of the 49ers, what they've done or not done in the Kyle Shanahan era,
right,
into Nick Saban, Alabama, Southern California quarterbacks. That's just organic football talk.
I don't
people.
know about you, but I am ready to talk football because I've been studying for the season already.
What are you getting yourself ready for?
College football. I was watching Big 12 Media Days the last couple days.
Okay.
Because I may get some Big 12 games.
Okay.
I may, right?
Gotcha.
I had Texas last year.
Okay, great.
So, it's very possible that I can get another Big 12 game.
Nobody at ESPN says, hey, dude, we're going to have you on this conference this year.
They do that for
so
basketball,
focus in.
not football.
No? Okay.
Yeah, they do it for basketball. For
All right.
basketball, on college basketball, you get assigned a conference.
Yeah.
But not college football.
Hey, boss, it would make it a lot easier if you could tell me right now in July if I'm going to be doing a lot of ACC games or a lot of Pac-12 games.
No, but that's why I just learned them all.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. It would just make life a little bit easier.
Not all. I learned the Power 5 and a few of the Group of 5 that
All
matter.
right, so where are you when you're studying right now?
Well, Big 12, I'm rocking and rolling this week, Big 12. I've already done ACC and Pac-12.
Okay.
So I'm on Big 12 this week. Then I'm going to start the Big 10 and the SEC because I feel like those I have a pretty decent grasp already.
Mm-hmm.
So I saved them for last.
All right, and so what's the prep like? What are you doing?
So I'm going back and watching games of all, I'm watching.
What, on YouTube? Are you going back and watching highlight games?
On YouTube. Yeah. They have full games on YouTube.
Yeah.
And they have condensed games. So what I'll do is I will watch a couple of condensed games on YouTube for each team, at least 2. And then for the big-time teams that could be in the top 25, I will watch 2 full games. And I try to make it some of the most recent games. So I'll watch the bowl game, right? And because remember, in the bowl game, there's guys that are sitting out, which means the younger guys are going to play, which means those are the guys probably playing this year.
Yeah, you taking notes during these games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I try to study all the Power 5.
What time of your day are you studying, getting prepped for college football?
Sometimes during the mornings when the kids are gone now at camp, and then at night.
I love it, man. I love to hear you telling me this. I'm really, really psyched that you're telling me this. I also love to hear from guys how they do their work. I would always ask Harlan, I'd be like, explain how you go back and forth between the Monday night game, the Sunday game, and then throw in either a college basketball game.
You got to learn all this stuff way ahead of time.
So and he would explain what time of day he does what, and how he has a pattern of what he does each day at each time to study each team. I always find that stuff fascinating.
Right.
So I'm geeking out on this
the
stuff.
NFL is a lot easier because there's so much. There's not as much turnover. You know what I'm saying? In college, there's a ton of turnover.
Right. Well, that's why starting with the bowl games is a good idea.
Right. So the bowl game to me is perfect. I was watching, a bunch of different games. Right. So when I was studying the ACC this past year, I watched their bowl game, and they played UCF in the Pinstripe Bowl.
Who?
In Yankee Stadium.
Who played?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. They played at the that's who they played.
Who?
Duke played UCF, Central
you
Florida.
Because you said ACC. I'm like, who? Which team?
Yeah, Duke.
Okay, go ahead.
Because they're actually pretty good.
Okay.
So you got to watch even teams like Duke.
All right.
And look, let's be honest.
Yeah.
There's a much better chance I'm getting Duke than Clemson, I'm not very high on the pecking order. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I hope you get a Pitt game this year. Maybe we'll go travel out to one of those games
You know
together.
what? Pitt may be on the roster. You never know. So if I do get a Pitt game, I'll hey king you.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling during this college football season. Going back and forth.
See your son, right?
Yeah, this is his last chance to dance, man.
Yeah. I watched the Duke's Mayo Bowl, speaking of Duke.
Have you watched any
Maryland
West Liberty?
Terrapins, NC
you haven't watched
State?
any? No West Liberty yet.
I have not watched West Liberty. No.
Dude, do me a favor. Scout out my team.
I mean, they're probably not on my schedule, is my guess.
You don't think you're going to be calling any West Liberty games this year?
Yeah. I mean, probably not, is my guess.
That's too bad. You would do a nice job.
Yeah. I did watch Pitt, though, the UCLA game.
All right.
I watched that. That was when I watched that game back the other day, I was like, man, that was a fun game, that Sun Bowl.
Was a fun game.
I mean, UCLA blew it. They had the win. I actually think UCLA is going to be pretty good. Let's talk about some of that on the other side. Also, I forgot to Big Perks, hot take, hot summer.
Love this.
Hot summer, big take perk. All right, next.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. It's the All-Star Friday night. We're going to see you there from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the West Covina Sportsplex, brother. And let me tell you something. This year, I'm hitting home runs, not giving them up. Ugh!
All right, we did this yesterday. We do it again. Combat poker at the Commerce Casino. You got to be a part of this. So it's free to enter. The top 18 advance to the second round. I'd probably be top 300, but that's okay. That's just me. Top 18 advance to the second round. Chance to win $10,000. All you got to do is go to ESPNLA.com. That's ESPNLA.com. Make sure to enter.
And it is Sedano Kap, your Thursday afternoon, one day away from All-Star Friday night. It is French Fry Day. Sure, we'll get into what the best French fry is, right? And on this day in 1987, Kylie Minogue released her debut single, Locomotion. Of course, remaking the Little Eva song back in the day. Sedano Kap continues your Thursday afternoon right now.
Come on, baby, do the locomotion.
You know that Kylie Minogue has a new song, right?
Yeah, of course I know that.
I didn't even know that.
Do you know that, Laura? Okay, I'm going to text it to you.
You guys didn't know that Kylie Minogue had a new hit?
So
she dropped a new joint?
Michael would know this, Michael Thompson, because
of course he would.
He and I listen to BPM all the time on Sirius XM.
Yeah, I don't.
And I've been listening to it a ton because the kids also love BPM. They are my children.
Fly. That's a good one.
Hold on. I'm going to send you the name of the song. You can pull it up somewhere. Hold on. But anyway, this song was very popular in the 80s. No question.
I remember the video.
Come on, baby, do the locomotion.
It was like cheesy. There's a pink background. There
was, yes. That's exactly
big
what it
hair,
was.
Come on,
big
baby,
earrings.
do the locomotion.
Shout out to Kylie Minogue, man. Breast cancer survivor. You know, she's a strong-ass woman. She's been around for a long time.
She's had a few revivals.
Yeah.
She had that la la la.
Right, that song.
Get you out of my head.
Yeah, that was a good song too.
That was a big hit.
Yeah, it was a huge hit. So.
Hey, I just want to say before we keep moving on here, George, this is an important announcement for everybody who's tuning in right now.
Yeah.
Who's planning on joining us tomorrow at the softball event, which is going to be just incredible. I mean, it's the party of the summer, right? All made possible by Michelob Ultra and Estrella Jalisco.
See.
The official cervezas of All-Star Friday night. Who's going to win, George, the Estrella Jalisco star of the game? Find out at ESPN Los Angeles during the postgame show with Pepe E. Morales.
I'm going to say Travis Rogers.
Okay.
That's my pick.
All right.
Travis Rogers.
Okay. Very good.
Man of the people will win that.
Now, here's the thing.
Yeah.
The Circle of Trust has organized a pregame tailgate.
I saw that. Yeah.
And I should say a pre-show tailgate. So Beto Duran, who would normally be responsible for the pregame parking lot Cerveza Fest, okay? There is no Beto. He's got a big fight coming up
Right,
this
yeah,
weekend.
he's in Mexico City.
So I want to just say, Crypto Ray has taken the circle, the red circle, George, and he is hosting the pregame in the parking lot at the West Covina Sportsplex. Circle, you know what to do.
Okay.
Bring your coolers.
I'm bringing a cooler because it's going to be hot.
That's all I'm saying.
I want one of those necklaces that has the fan on it.
Oh, yeah.
Those are good.
That would be good. Here it is. This is Kylie Minogue.
Is there a new joint, huh?
Put it up a little higher, Laura.
You be in your head all weekend.
Do you want to know what the name of this song is called?
Weekend?
Ba-dum, ba-dum.
Ba-dum, ba-dum.
I swear to God.
It is.
Watch,
That's
she's
like-
going to sing it right now. Quiet, hold on. Crank it up, Laura.
All right. Who is this?
Kylie Minogue.
Oh my God.
I don't know who that is.
You just missed the whole point of us playing it.
No, I didn't miss the whole point of it. I've been saying the whole time, I can't believe you girls didn't know that Kylie Minogue had a new hit. And the whole time, I, of course, had no idea who Kylie Minogue was.
Oh, God.
And so, George is playing this, and I'm like, okay,
You don't
who's...
know Kylie Minogue? Seriously?
No, for real, I don't. I don't listen to
But
that
she was,
channel.
like, popular in the 80s.
Really? She was?
That's your era, bro.
The
Really?
song we just played out of the break.
Yeah.
Locomotion.
Yeah, but I didn't know that she sang that song.
Well,
Who was the
now you do.
original Locomotion person?
I mean, who knows? I don't remember right now.
Cap,
How
do you
could you not
remember-
know that?
Do you remember the song is like, 'cause I can't get you out of my head. Boy, you're more than... I don't know all the words.
Yeah, Laura,
but-
find that one.
Yeah.
I don't know what that song
She does
was.
a lot of impersonating sounds. Like in this song, it's ba-dum, ba-dum. And in that one, she goes la, la, la.
La,
La, la, la, la, la, la, la, la, la,
So you know it.
la. Now I know it. Yeah, I know that song.
No,
That's
you don't.
Kylie Minogue?
She's right up your alley, Cappy.
Or is it Riley Minogue?
Kylie.
Minogue.
Oh, Minogue.
Minogue.
Oh, Minogue.
She's Australian.
Oh,
I can't believe, she's an 80s person. I'm stunned you don't know her.
don't be stunned.
There you go. You
See,
know this song.
This is my jam right here. You guys know this is Kylie Minogue.
Also, I was telling Lindsay, like,
This is a
totally
good song.
putting it out there on
It's a
the
banger.
airwaves. Somebody the company needs to pay for the YouTube thing so we don't have to wait for the ads.
Yeah,
It's
we can
annoying.
afford the
Yeah.
YouTube Plus.
Yeah.
Just saying.
My wife has a YouTube subscription for the kids. So we get it without the ads. So anyway, Kylie
I hate
Minogue.
the ads in YouTube.
Shout
God,
out
it
to her.
bothers me.
So real quick, Cappy, we were talking football, but I want to get to the basketball stuff here in a second because Big Perk had big takes for the Lakers. But I was talking about UCLA, and that Sun Bowl loss for whatever, because you were asking me about my prep as I was watching Pitt and UCLA. The Pac-12 is going to be a bloodbath this year. The more and more I look at it.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah, I think that everyone. I think USC has clearly the most talent, but I can make the case that they can go undefeated. But I can make the case they could lose 3 games.
Okay.
Because I think that the teams on their schedule, you don't agree with me, but
What do I not agree with you about?
You
Just
didn't
so I
agree
know.
with me on how
So I
tough
know
their
what-
schedule was.
I didn't agree with you that how tough USC's schedule was?
Yeah, earlier this year when it first came out.
I didn't agree with you you said that the Pac-12 intentionally stacked their schedule late in the season.
They did.
And I said, I don't agree because they still got to play these teams regardless of when they play them.
Yeah, but the
That's
way
our
they
disagreement.
stacked them was kind of weird.
Well, I mean, you look at the last 5-6 weeks of USC schedule at Notre Dame. That has nothing to do with the conference. Home against Utah. At Cal, that doesn't really pose much of a threat. And then you're home against Washington, on the road against Oregon, and home against UCLA. I don't see that as stacking the schedule against them.
Dude, Oregon, Washington, UCLA, Utah, and maybe Notre Dame. I mean, outside of Cal, all those teams are going to be top 25 teams.
Okay, so you got to play them at some point. What does it matter when?
Well, technically you don't have to play them because there are teams that like UCLA's not playing some of those teams this year.
No, but Notre Dame, you don't have to play. That is a rivalry.
Oh, no.
Your two schools
But I'm saying
choose that.
in the Pac-12 teams, they don't
Right,
have
but
to play all those. Like, actually, UCLA's schedule is far easier.
There is a system. I'm not an expert in it. I know
No,
this is
I
going
know
to
that
surprise
there's
some
a way
people,
to do it, but
right, how they scheduled it. And when I say how, I don't mean when. I mean who plays who on what year.
I get that. But what I'm saying is that this particular year, yes, you can have all those teams on your schedule. To have them in four out of 5 weeks in a row is not easy.
I'm not saying it's easy at all. Oh, don't misunderstand what I'm saying, George. All I'm saying is that it doesn't matter if you play Oregon on Saturday, September 2nd, or if you play them Saturday, November 11th. you're going to have to play them anyway. They're on your schedule. And if you're USC and you have real national championship or playoff aspirations, which I think they do and they should, then you want these teams to be good, particularly later in the season.
No, I get it. But that's why I'm saying, like, I could see a place where they can be they can run the table, and I could see a place where they could go and lose 3 games.
I mean, no doubt about it. But you could probably say the same thing about Alabama, and you go, no, you can't. You go, yeah, but look at their season last year.
I mean, they did lose 2, but that felt like Alabama hadn't lost 2 games in a long time.
I understand, but what you're saying is theoretical. I could make a case that they could run the table,
right?
And I could see a scenario where they could lose 3.
USC has a lot more recent experience losing 3 games during a season,
They do, with a previous coaching staff.
Correct. But I still think they're going to have issues on defense. Like, I don't think they've resolved those issues yet completely.
Not sure yet. I guess we're going to have to wait until training camp starts and we get through the preseason and we see who's actually playing, who stays with the team, who's come in, where they've come from, what they bring.
We know how
experience.
good Caleb in the offense is going to be.
Right. Well, we know that because we saw that last year.
Yeah. But I need to know if that defense is going to be any better because last year they got lucky with a bunch of turnovers. Like, you can't count on that every year. Like, sometimes turnovers are luck. Not all of them are forced.
Listen, besides any of that, here's the thing.
Tell me the thing.
USC's pride.
Is this the thing?
This is the thing.
Okay.
Not a thing.
The thing.
Not the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The thing. USC's pride was really humiliated last year in the bowl game.
Against Tulane, yeah.
Dude, Tulane, listen, magical year. I get it. But you don't go beat USC when USC was like right on the verge of being, a Final Four playoff team.
Yeah.
And USC went out there and in a game where it looked like, for those of you that remember it, I happen to, it looked like they were going to pull away early.
Mm-hmm.
And then they didn't.
Yeah.
And then Caleb hurt his leg and he wasn't the same guy.
Yeah.
And Tulane kept playing and fighting and grinding because to them that was their Super Bowl. To USC, it was a huge letdown to even be playing against Tulane. So forget about everything else other than, hey, guys, we were humiliated last year in the bowls, in the Cotton Bowl. So are we going to be the same kind of defense we were last year? Look how much better we are.
Yeah, and by the way, you can make the case, and Joey Arcio texts me here, just please show my dogs respect. Not Oregon, it's Washington. He's right. Washington has the better – Washington and USC's offense can go toe-to-toe. Like, Washington can throw the ball nearly as well, if not as well, as USC.
Yeah, I mean, USC is not like head and shoulders the class of the Pac-12, where, like, we're talking about Gonzaga in basketball.
In the WCC, right.
And who are the rest of the teams in the WCC?
St. Mary's is really good.
Yeah, but they're not really good. They're kind of good, right?
They're a top 20 team. They're good.
Okay. All right.
I mean, come on, Cappy. Come on.
I mean, Loyola. They're
Journalism,
awesome.
Sensationalism.
Okay? They're awesome.
Facts
Yeah.
over fiction.
All I'm saying is this. USC is not to the Pac-12 in football what Gonzaga is to the West Coast Conference in basketball.
I agree. And you know what? I'm going to squeeze in this perk thing here because I swear to God, if I tease this one more time and we don't play it, I'm going to punch myself in the face.
That and Tinder's coming up, plus Blake Harris is coming up.
Right, exactly. Play perk what he said about the Lakers, about LeBron coming back and what it means for the Lakers.
I don't.
Stop. I didn't realize that there wasn't the question. He was asked if LeBron can lead the Lakers to a championship.
I don't. And not because I don't believe in LeBron James. Look, I think he's the greatest player of all time. We could debate that another day. I'm staying on that 10 toes down. But when it comes down to putting expectations on a guy that's going to be 39 years old in December, I just can't do that. Especially when he's playing alongside a guy that is in his prime, a top 5 talent, in Anthony Davis. This shouldn't be on LeBron James. Now, should LeBron James be the second option? Absolutely. But this Laker team is going to go as far as Anthony Davis could carry them. And by being honest, he should be able to hold and have the torch when it comes down to AD. So for me to put the expectations on LeBron James, who's about to be 39 years old, is unfair to him. Now, do I believe he's going to go get his numbers? Yes. But this is Anthony Davis' opportunity, and this should be on the shoulders of Anthony Davis to lead the Lakers to winning another championship.
I mean, he's right. It's got to be AD. It's what we talked about all last season.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you say, hey, is it on LeBron to win a championship? I like where Perk is coming from with the, hey, he's 39. I don't think so. But on the other hand, I think his team will win one or should win one. It's not him who has to lead it, but his team should kind of win it, but it's got to be the other guy to do it. George, we've talked about this a lot, about whether or not the Lakers should give Anthony Davis an extension now, play it out. Should Anthony Davis be the guy that takes over the franchise when LeBron is done? Will they be done at the same time? I just got to see Anthony Davis be the leader. I haven't. I've seen him play great. I haven't seen him be the leader.
All right. We can get to that a little further at 6 o'clock because we've got Tinder, we've got Blake to talk baseball and Dodgers. But first, let me tell you about my guy, Imrani. Sports is full of rivalries, Cappy. We were just talking about USC and UCLA and all the Pac-12 teams. Teams usually kick it up a notch in those rivalry games. You know who my friend Jacob's rival is? That's right, the insurance companies. And every day is a rivalry game for Jacob. But that's okay because Jacob has scouted the competition and knows what they're going to do. Jacob is able to counteract their attempts to lowball you. And you don't pay a penny out of pocket. That's right. You get into an accident, you call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. Jacob's able to cover your medical expenses, your car rental, and get you the settlement you deserve. Jacob has been doing this for more than 25 years. Experience matters when you're dealing with the insurance companies. Don't take a chance. Call Jacob and let him continue to beat his rival on your behalf. Call him at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. A lot of attorneys say they'll fight for you. Call Jacob. He'll win for you. Call him at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Or visit him online at calljacob.com. Radio Tinder is next.
This is the theme to The Muppets Take Manhattan, because that debuted on this day in 1984, and I know producer Lindsay likes a good Muppet movie. Who doesn't? You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. And don't forget about our sponsor, Tequila Mandala. Founded in Downey, Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Time for the award-winning Radio Tinder. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Yeah, Muppets.
Thanks, Christopher. I do love the Muppets. Don't you guys love the Muppets? Like, who doesn't?
I love the Muppets. When I was at Disney World with my kids in March, we did the Muppets experience also because it's really hot outside and it was just easy to
The 3D thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
I've done that a million times over, years and years.
It's a good break, like halfway through the day to cool down and stuff and get a little rest.
You're inside, yeah.
I love how it has smell-o-vision. That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
The smell-o-vision. And when they sneeze on you and it's like, oh, it's kind of gross. Anyway, it's great. Go see the Muppets. Muppet Vision in 3D. All right, so guys, have you ever waited until other people place their orders when you're at a restaurant to make sure that you're making the right decision? Well, if so, you might have what's being called menu anxiety. Mm-hmm. And according to recent research, 1 in 3 Americans have it. The survey found that younger generations were far more likely to have anxiety while ordering 41% of Gen Z and millennials have it, compared with only 15% of Gen X and baby boomers. Do you often find yourself having menu anxiety? Swipe left or swipe right? Cappy.
I'm going to swipe right. I do have menu anxiety, although I didn't know it was diagnosed as such.
It's not. It's just that's what they're calling it.
Yeah.
Here, I'll read you real quick the criteria.
All right.
Do you struggle to decide what to order?
Yes.
Do you feel as though you ordered the wrong thing?
Yes.
Are you ever concerned that others are judging you for what you ordered?
No.
Do you feel pressured to order while at a table with others?
Yes.
Do you place too much importance on what it is that you are ordering?
Sometimes.
I feel like yes to all of those for me.
All right, I'm a no and a
Pressure
sometimes.
ordering? I have no pressure.
I mean, you got to hurry up because everyone else is ready to order.
Oh,
Let's go.
That's never been me. I don't care.
See, here's my problem. You ready? Number one, I'm there with my girlfriend, right? And really now it's come down to what is it that she wants me to order. I know she's going to order what she wants, but what does she want me to order? Because here's the thing. I'm probably going to eat 75% of what we order anyway. So now I got to try and decide what is she getting. Okay, she's getting that salad. I'm going to eat a lot of that. What am I getting over here? She's only going to eat a little bit. So I can't figure it out. And then the waiter or waitress is standing there, and she's looking at me like, hurry up, don't waste their time. Because I used to be a server, and I know how much of a pain in the ass it is. So, yes, there's some pressure, George.
Man, really?
Damn,
it's
man.
just food. Just order what you want.
Apparently he can't.
So you're in that 14%, George, I guess, right?
Just order what you want to eat.
I feel
what
like...
are you in the mood for? Okay, I'll have that.
Perfect example, when we went to Sol Agave downstairs.
Right.
For our little, show dinner.
Yeah.
I feel like all of us at a point there probably, except maybe you actually, George, now I think of it, had quote-unquote menu anxiety. We were all like, what are you getting? Well, I don't know. What about this? What are you...
Yeah, and I was like, got world-famous carnitas? Okay, that sounds good to me.
I don't think it's anxiety because, for me, it's more of what do I want right now? Because everything sounds good. It's like, not necessarily I got to wait till someone orders.
But it's true, though, that I judged you that night, Lindsay. You ordered some sort of...
me.
Yeah,
I
you
ordered an appetizer as a dinner.
Yeah, she ordered
like a
pork belly,
belly,
chicharrones.
Yeah.
is
Right,
what
a
she
pork
ordered.
belly
Yeah.
appetizer for dinner, and I was like,
Hey, that thing is
Pork
filling.
belly.
It looked good, though.
Hey,
It's filling.
appetizer for entree. Hey, I'm judging you right now. And then, hey, I judged you more. You ready? Hey, she's not really eating that right now. I'm judging her.
I was trying. I wasn't
She
very
didn't eat the pork
hungry,
belly.
so I did not want to order a large meal. I had ordered the carnitas a couple days before, or the week before when we went there, and it was huge.
It is huge.
It was enough for
I was
three
full
people.
for
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. That night, it was such a big plate, and I grew up in a family where you got to finish your food. So I ate almost all of it, and I woke up at 3 a.m. still full.
See?
I
not
ate
even
some of
joking.
yours. I ate some of your carnitas. I ate some of Chris's carnitas. Laura, I don't know what kind of pork dish you got. What'd you get?
It was delicious. She had the one with the salsa verde.
The chile verde. And you had that too. So
I had some
And
of
I had
that.
a bite of that. Yeah.
Right, and I judged Lindsay, and I didn't have any of her pork belly.
Well,
I
you
should have
coulda
had some of
Like,
Lindsay's pork belly.
You guys could have had some.
But
I told you
then
that.
I would have been full till 4 a.m.
Yeah. No, but that is really good. That's what I had for lunch when you bought me lunch there, Cappy. I didn't finish them either.
Lindsay, next time we go, I'm going to eat your pork belly.
You can't. I won't. I mean, again, I love the carnitas. They're my favorite, but it was too much food, and I didn't want to be that guy that orders this whole entree that doesn't eat barely any of it. And even the appetizer was still a lot. It was very filling. I had 2 of them, and I was full because it's a very heavy dish.
Yeah. All right. What's next?
All right. So American Airlines recently canceled the ticket of a teenager who was not planning to fly to his final destination. So I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's called skip lagging. So he booked a flight with a layover in Charlotte, right?
Okay.
Instead of taking the entire flight, he decided he was going to get off the plane in Charlotte because the fare for the entire flight was cheaper than if he had just booked a direct flight to Charlotte, right?
Oh, that's smart. That's smart.
There's a whole app. I've been using it for years. It's called Skip Lagged. And they found out about it. I guess it is in violation of their terms and conditions. And so before he even got on the plane, they canceled his tickets.
Wow. How'd they know that he was going to do that?
I don't know. I guess they were skeptical, or I don't know exactly what the story was, but they were onto him and they were just like, nope, sorry, we're canceling your ticket. So then he had to buy a $500 flight to get where he was going. So I was going to ask if you guys have ever used Skip Lag.
I have not. I was not familiar with it. I just book it off the airline
Well, you got the George Sedano first class contract.
I don't know. Well, that's for work, but I would say that I just generally just book it on the airline website. Like, I also have, I've flown on these airlines so much during the year for work and I have all the right credit cards for those airlines that I get discounts already based on having the credit card and all that. I work all that math into the equation, when I do my own personal trips.
But I got to say something.
But I just downloaded it just to take a look at it.
And what is the name of this?
Skip Lagged.
Skip Lagged.
Lagged, Lagged?
Yeah. If you just type in skip, it'll show up. I use it all the time, and I've heard that they can do this, but I've never had it happen to me. And when I fly back east to go back home.
So what did he do? He bought
a ticket from L.A. to New York, right?
Right, and then New York to Charlotte.
No, it was from L.A. to New York with a layover in Charlotte.
Okay.
Charlotte was where he wanted to go.
Right.
Let's say it was going to cost him $500 to fly direct from L.A. to Charlotte, but it was actually only $300 to fly from L.A. to New York.
Mm-hmm.
Via Charlotte.
With the layover in Charlotte.
Right,
so
he just got off,
right.
And didn't make the second flight.
Yeah, I do it all the time. And, to these people's point, they can cancel your ticket.
People miss flights,
Yeah,
man.
but how do they know?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
How do they know?
Well, I don't know in this situation.
How did they know to cancel his New York trip or his first flight to
the
Charlotte?
Whole thing, yeah.
Right.
So it says right here, okay, I guess the people called the news about it because they were very upset about it. And his dad said, we've used Skip Lag almost exclusively for the last 5 to 8 years. He said that it was his son's first time traveling alone on a plane, but he said the agent suspected that the teenager wouldn't continue flying to New York when he got off the plane after seeing his North Carolina's driver's license. So they must have been like, oh, Charlotte, we're stopping there? No, I'm not buying it.
Wow, who's the employee at the airline?
Yeah, what a
that-
narc,
that-
dude.
Yeah,
that
really.
does that. Dude, do
hate
you
your
own
life.
American Airlines or do you work for American Airlines?
Yeah, why are you such a narc, dude?
Dude. Anyway, listen.
That is ridiculous.
I will tell you guys, George, I like to do what you do. I would prefer to fly Delta, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But, I got to go to Pittsburgh, and it is ridiculously hard to get a flight from LAX to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Direct.
I know. We did this on the air one day.
Yeah, there's one or
wait,
two.
Wait, you ready for this? Red Eye on Spirit.
Yeah,
Oh.
I remember.
4 hours and 15 minutes. But Delta through, let's say, I don't know, Atlanta, it's like an 8-hour ordeal. So I'm taking my chances on Spirit, and I think I'm working the system better now because I'm actually paying for my luggage and my carry-on in advance. Because remember, they got me that time for $100 for a carry-on. I had a backpack. They're like, hey, $100. I'm like, no, come on, for real?
Are you planning on flying to Pittsburgh again this football season?
A couple of times, yeah.
You know what? We need to talk about this off the air because I have some tips and tricks because I'm a very savvy traveler.
Okay.
And I'll say, as somebody who flies to Cleveland, there's only 2 direct flights.
Right.
One's on United and one is on Spirit. I will not take the Spirit flight.
No
I
chance.
took
No
the Spirit
chance.
flight last year,
I
and
take
it was
the-
all on time. Everything was fine.
So, do you want to laugh?
I take the red eye a lot, and I cannot sleep in those planes, let me tell
Do
you.
you want to laugh? So, I've told you I don't love Southwest. I mean, beautiful people that work there. I know they had their big issue this past winter or whatever, but generally very easy when you're to deal with the people at Southwest,
Oh, yeah,
right?
they're great.
Outside of that huge problem they had, obviously, a few months ago. But historically, that's always been the case. So it's not about the people. I just don't like that I can't pick my seat, right? So that is my thing. If I fly Southwest, it's probably last resort. So, and it's because of that. I want to sit where I want to sit. So my wife met me in Vegas with my kids, and she sends me this text. I got to find this to you. This is hilarious. Hold on. I got to find it. So basically, she sends me this text that they landed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And hold on here.
I got no problem with this not picking my own seat. I just get in early. I try and get in the A group. I get in. I find
Yeah, but you
my
can't
seat.
get in the A group
Yeah,
anymore.
because everyone buys them.
Right.
You, can
can't get in the A
upgrade.
group anymore. My wife was always great at getting it right when the thing opened.
my dad
and now
too.
immediately goes to B 14 or something.
Yep,
Yeah, I don't
exactly.
even mind B. I can
Yeah.
get into B.
So she texts me when they got to Vegas. Just landed. I said, okay, great. I'll be in the lobby bar with my buddy Andy. She goes, your son just proclaimed, quote, Mama, this airplane is terrible. It was dead silent. The rows ahead of us all started laughing.
That's amazing.
And I said, that's my guy.
It was Southwest.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about Southwest in Vegas, too? Their gate is literally a mile away.
Well, yeah.
It's so far away from everything. You have to walk forever.
Well, and
Hey,
he's
get some
what
steps in.
What
You
he's
gotta look at it
used
the bright
to.
side.
What he's used to is we fly Delta or JetBlue.
Well, yeah.
Like, so those are the airlines we
nicer
fly.
ones,
We
yeah.
prefer to fly. And he was used to the TVs.
Southwest
No
is like
TVs on Southwest.
20-year-old plane.
Delta, and JetBlue have TVs.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, Spirit Airlines, let me say something to you. Do me right. I'll come right back and tell everybody that you did me right. Everybody thinks you're terrible. I thought you were terrible, but I had a direct flight last year from L.A. to Cleveland and Cleveland to L.A., all on time, clean planes. Yeah, you screwed me for the $100 when I wanted to bring on like a backpack on the plane, but still. Come on, Spirit, get it together. Do better.
I think you got lucky, Cap. Just saying.
I hope you're wrong, Lindsay Baseball.
Yeah. All right, that is Radio Tinder each and every day at 5:30 adjacent. Okay, brought to you by our friends at Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Award-winning small batch premium sippy tequila made from the finest mature agaves. Available everywhere fine tequilas are sold. Visit their website, tequilamandala.com, and demand the extraordinary with Tequila Mandala. All right, Shohei Ohtani. Are the Yankees going to try to jump the line here for the Dodgers? What's going on with the Dodgers here in the second half? What do we need to expect? What is they're tied for first. How do they maintain that lead over the young upstart Diamondbacks? All these questions and more with our guy Blake Harris next.
America.
710 ESPN.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
If you're hurt in an accident and results matter.
All right, we did this yesterday. We do it again. Combat poker at the Commerce Casino. You got to be a part of this. So it's free to enter. The top 18 advance to the second round. I'd probably be top 300, but that's okay. That's just me. Top 18 advance to the second round. Chance to win $10,000. All you got to do is go to ESPNLA.com. That's ESPNLA.com. Make sure to enter.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. It's the All-Star Friday night. We're going to see you there from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the West Covina Sportsplex, brother. And let me tell you something. This year, I'm hitting home runs, not giving them up. Ugh!
Music like this, I could see Cappy dancing to this tomorrow at All-Star Friday night at the West Covina Sportsplex. Be sure to be there. Meanwhile, happy 77th birthday to the one and only of Cheech and Chong fame and a lot of other fame, the great Cheech Marin. Let's play it. You know I love it. Sedano Kap continues your Thursday afternoon right now.
Love that movie.
I always see these guys on Twitter.
Well, there's
I
a promoted
think
thing
it's an
about
advertisement,
Cheech's
their
cannabis
weed, right?
company. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's just like a native ad right in the middle of my timeline, huh?
Correct. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Today I saw a bunch of people telling me, oh, you could be making so much money on Twitter. I'm making so much money. I'm like, you are? Really? Okay, if you say so. Trying to get myself like kind of off Twitter and onto Threads.
Yeah, and it's not working.
It just hasn't happened for me. I got to be honest with you. Like, I downloaded it. I got it. I tried to use it. I experimented with it. I realized how many millions and millions and millions of people have downloaded Threads. But I'm like, okay, I post something on Threads, then I post it on Instagram, then I post it on Twitter, then I look in the mirror and I go, hey, moron, why don't you waste more time in your life posting on every platform known to man? Are you done with LinkedIn yet? Have you gotten on TikTok?
LinkedIn.
You big dummy.
Jesus. LinkedIn.
Love LinkedIn.
Blake, hopefully you don't have a LinkedIn, but I heard you have menu anxiety too?
So from time to time, but my girlfriend, she actually does suffer from this. A lot of the times, when it's time to make the move, she'll kind of freeze a little and be unsure. And I'll say, how do you not know? How do you not know? But this is a real condition that people do experience. But me, not so much, but from time to time, it does take place.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Are you sensitive to this issue, Blake?
I try to be as caring as a boyfriend can be in this difficult time that others go through. But I do what's possible. Also, guys, one thing I want to throw out, you guys were talking about the whole thing with Southwest and airline, like picking your seat. I'm flying tomorrow. I'm going to Portland. I'm flying Southwest out of Burbank. Mm-hmm. I did the impossible today, guys, and I somehow, without pain, managed to get A32, which Beautiful. I have no idea how happened.
Wow.
Beautiful. Good for you, man. Beautiful.
Wow.
You must have set your alarm.
What was where was the flight to?
I'm flying to Portland.
That might have something to do with it. Vegas flights are going to fill faster, so there's that. People are going to spend a little extra cash to go to Vegas at that point.
Hey, Blake,
there you go.
We're getting ready for the second half of the season. So before we do, though, what's cooking in Oregon? What do we got going on?
My cousin is getting hitched on Saturday, and it's actually going to be a very chill wedding in the backyard. Show up wearing like Hawaiian attire. I think there's going to be like a taco truck once the thing ends. So
nice.
It's going to be a fun time.
Oregon is great. I love Oregon. I'm a big fan. I particularly love their beaches. They're super fun in the summertime. Although you really only can be there for 6 weeks of nice weather. But those 6 weeks are beautiful. That's for sure. So Blake, second half of the season, tied for first. How do you evaluate the first half, and what needs to happen for sure for them to secure winning the division again?
Overall, I think it's a very impressive first half, given all the different circumstances, the talent they lost this offseason, the fact that every pitcher essentially has been on the injured list, and the fact that the D-backs are exceeding expectations. So the fact that technically, I think by percentage points, they're slightly in first. But I know they're same games back and whatever in that realm. But I'm very impressed by that. I think the Dodgers in the second half won, and I know it's easy to say, but just stay healthy. I think if they're able to stay healthy, they're able to keep guys off the IL, this is going to be a team that's probably going to be able to make some ground in the division. And I also think whether it's making a move for a starting pitcher, a bullpen arm, or a bat, the Dodgers need to make some sort of splash at the trade deadline. They need to upgrade one of those spots, and I think they will. So keep it up and make some sort of trade, Friedman.
Yeah, I mean, you say stay healthy, and obviously easier said than done, especially taking a look at this pitching staff. So let's play it out. Clayton Kershaw is healthy. Julio Urias is healthy. And then where are they, what can they really count on? 3, 4, 5, and even go a little bit deeper?
Yeah, that's something that I've been talking about, where if the playoffs were to start tomorrow, you got Kershaw going game 1, Julio going game 2. Outside of that, I don't know necessarily who you got going game 3 or who you even want to go with game 3. You got Tony Gonsolin, who has looked really shaky since coming back. You got a couple of rookies that have looked good, but they're rookies. How much can you trust them? So, yeah, I think that's why I think the Dodgers' biggest priority at this deadline needs to be a starting pitcher. And, today they were linked to a pretty good one in White Sox starter Lucas Giolito, who's from Los Angeles, went to Harvard Westlake, and I think he would be a fantastic addition if the Dodgers opt to go that route at the deadline.
Mm-hmm. I saw the Buster Olney report. We were talking about it earlier today, that he believes the Yankees will try to trade for Ohtani here at the deadline. And I don't love that if I'm the Dodgers, because getting him in their clubhouse, even though I do think he will test free agency regardless, is not a good thing if you're Andrew Friedman.
I completely agree. And this is what I've been telling people. I know a lot of people are hesitant to give up top prospects if you're trying to trade for Shohei Ohtani. But if I'm the Dodgers, the reason you trade for Shohei Ohtani, now granted, it would be nice to have him help you win the World Series this year, but the main reason you trade for Shohei is you have 2 or 3 months of a head start over every other team. You have a 2 to 3 month sample size where you can show him what's it like to be a Dodger, what's it like playing in front of Dodgers fans, what's the culture like. I think that's the reason you need to do everything you can to trade, because, I kind of heard what you guys said earlier. If you're the Yankees, you acquire him, sure, maybe he still tests free agency, but if Shohei is a Yankee for 2 months and he absolutely falls in love with it, all of a sudden now he might be leaning towards signing with the Yankees. Right. So I think that's the main reason why the Dodgers should be more aggressive, because that time that you actually get him, I think is going to be so valuable to try to persuade him.
Yep, that's where we don't see eye to eye on this one. I think that if the Yankees get him, he'll never get to free agency. So we don't really, we don't agree on that. But Blake, let me ask you this: what did you think of Mookie in the home run derby?
Well, clearly he has a bucket list of things he'd like to accomplish while playing baseball.
Yeah.
Being in the home run derby was one of them. Now, I wish he would have personally come out before and said, I know he came out and said he doesn't expect to win, which that makes sense considering some of the competition, but I kind of wish he would have said, listen, this is something I just want to try. I'm probably not going to do well at all, but yeah, the fact that he didn't call a timeout because he said it would have made a difference. Again, you can't really fault the guy for wanting to check something off his bucket list. Personally, I just wish he would have done this last year when the home run derby was in Los Angeles. So at least he could have done it in front of his home crowd. But, for a guy like Mookie Betts, who's, one of the top 3 to 4 players in all of baseball, obviously he's a great guy having on the Dodgers. I got no problem with him just wanting to try it out and just having fun with it.
Yeah, I liked it because I like seeing the little guy in what is a big guy competition. But when Mookie said that he doesn't hit a lot of home runs in batting practice, he wasn't joking around. For a guy who had 26 home runs in the first half of the season, but he's not a guy who puts on an exhibition before a game. I found that to be quite fascinating. He's a really great home run hitter in game, not somebody who does it in batting practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, it just goes to show how good of a player he is, where he can't hit him out in batting practice, but when the game matters, he's one of the best power hitters out there.
Blake Harris is our Dodger insider, baseball insider. Follow him on Substack. Subscribe to his Substack, doing the Lord's work there about the Dodgers, the Blake Harris Substack. Inside the Ravine is his podcast. You can get it wherever you subscribe and download podcasts, and his Twitter is at Blake H. Harris. You also do college football. You do Harris highlights, right, on YouTube, correct?
Oh, yeah. It's that time of season, George. I know you're preparing for it.
So, yeah, I mean, we were talking about it earlier. I think the Pac-12, while I think USC has the most talent of all the rosters, I think this thing is going to be a bloodbath. Like the last year of the Pac-12 that we have with
as we know it,
right? I think is going to be really fun to watch come October, November.
USC and UCLA could not be leaving at a worse time because, I think this has a chance, at least in my time, in my 27 years, this is the chance to be the best the Pac-12 has ever looked. I mean, obviously USC, they're the favorite, but Utah, they're going to be really good. I think Washington. I don't know how much of a hot take this is at this point. I think Washington could be a potential playoff sleeper.
Yeah.
I think they're going to have the best offense in all of college football. And I think UCLA is going to be better. Oregon is going to be Oregon. Oregon State quietly was unbelievable last year. And then you have teams like Washington State, Arizona. They were pretty solid last year. Unfortunately, my Arizona State Sun Devils will not be in any of this discussion whatsoever.
Dude, Oregon State. I think Oregon State has an outside chance to be like a 9 or 10 win team.
Yeah, Oregon State does, George, but not my Arizona State.
No, I know. Not Arizona State. Arizona State's going to be a disaster.
You pretty much went through the entire conference. You're like, these guys could be pretty good, and these guys might be solid, and everybody other than my team's going to suck.
Yeah, no, Arizona State is a complete disaster. They do have the Oregon, offensive coordinator as their head coach now, but yeah, like I look at the Pac-12, and he's right. Like I don't think that there's like a lot of gimmies outside of Arizona State. Even Arizona could be like a 500-ish team.
Arizona was starting to show signs of life last year.
Now,
That's
look, I think Arizona State's not going to be good. I think Stanford's not going to be good. Colorado's probably not going to be very good.
Whoa, hold
in year
on.
one, I don't think they're going to be good.
We coming.
No, they're not going to be good in year
Coach
one.
Prime, we coming.
No, in like 3 years, we'll talk.
No, we coming now. Like Lincoln Riley was coming.
USC obviously is incredible. Washington's Michael Penix and those guys, Roma Dunze and Jalen McMillan, those guys are a stud receiving group, pass-catching group. Oregon's always good. Utah's always a pain in the ass. Cam Rising's coming back.
Twice last year.
And DJ Uyunglele is playing for Oregon State now with a head coach who played with a bunch of dudes at quarterback. This guy at least is a prospect from here from Southern California. They got to fix him, and the head coach is a former quarterback. I think if anyone's going to fix him, it's him. So they'll at least be pretty good. And I think UCLA will be good, especially if the young freshman ends up playing down the road.
Hey, George, that is Dodgers prospect. DJ Uyunglele.
That's right.
Drafted in the 20th round. Go figure there.
And I think the Cougs will be, Washington State will be about a 500-ish team. Like, they're not a gimme, right? Like, so you're right. The Pac-12 is the best it's been in a long time, and now USC and UCLA are leaving. Great job, President, whatever your name is that is there now.
It'd be great if USC.
Kliakoff.
It'd be great if USC, though, in their last year, as you're talking about them getting the whole schedule stacked against them, and I say that it's not, but regardless, if USC were to run the table and USC were to represent the Pac-12 in the playoff, I mean, that'd be a nice way to go out.
It would be, for sure. Blake Harris, follow him on Twitter for baseball, at Blake H. Harris. Inside the Ravine is the podcast. Subscribe to his Substack, doing the Lord's work on the Dodgers. And get on the man's YouTube, Harris Highlights.
Yeah, he's got a lot of subscribers there.
Hey, Arizona State's going 6-6, and they're going to play in the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl next year. So that way George can call that game and watch my son.
That will be the game I will probably call, but I don't see Arizona State there. That's probably not the case.
Maybe not.
Yes. All right, buddy. See you later.
Later, dude.
There he is. All right, Blake Harris with us here. All right, Cappy, coming up next.
Yeah, tell me.
Let's get back to Big Perk's hot take on the Lakers.
All right.
Okay? And how they are. He doesn't believe they're a championship-level team. Mm-hmm. We'll get to that.
Okay.
And one of our colleagues here at ESPN, not impressed with the Lakers offseason. We'll tell you who next.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
Brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Linz, what do you got?
Well, here's some news for you. There's a dangerous heat wave going on here in Southern California over the next few days.
Yep.
The National Weather Service has issued an extreme heat advisory for LA, Ventura, Santa Barbara, and Ventura counties, which I already said Ventura. For those counties, blistering conditions will build Friday and throughout the weekend in the central and southern parts of California, where many residents should prepare for the hottest weather of the year. The National Weather Service is advising LA residents to, quote, plan accordingly. This is not the time to be outside for long durations. Be sure to limit your activity. If you need to work outside, shift hours to the early morning, take frequent breaks, and hydrate. Max temperatures will be in the 100 to 110 degree range, possibly higher in inland LA County, and temperatures should begin to decrease Monday. But in some areas, the warm conditions could extend.
Anybody look on their phone what the temperatures are calling for tomorrow afternoon about this time at West Covina? Because tomorrow
tomorrow is like a high of 97.
105.
Because I just don't want. Listen, it's gonna be hot, but we're all gonna hydrate. And we don't want anybody to miss out on this 710 party, because this is going to be the party of the summer, and it's all happening tomorrow, made possible by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for locations. And to score game-winning coupons off your next Valvoline Instant Oil Change. By the way, George, we've read that 100 times, 1,000 times over the last couple of years. I cannot tell you how time-saving these Valvoline places are.
Mm-hmm.
I swear to you, man. Like, I've read it, and then I started to use it. I use it all the time now. So
awesome.
Little plug for Valvoline right there.
Yeah. So, and we won't get, when we start the game, we'll still have some light, but it'll be hot out there for sure.
Let me tell you something right now. This sucks.
What sucks?
We had the worst winter that we've ever had. And when I say the worst winter, let me tell you what I mean. Every single time it seemed like I drove from South L.A. to downtown L.A., it was pouring rain, like it was coming down, like we were in the Caribbean. It was coming down so hard. We've never seen rain like this before. There was so much snow in the mountains that people got stuck literally for weeks. They couldn't move.
Right, it was brutal, yeah.
Right now, if you look at Yosemite and you see that so much snow has melted in like north central California that the waterfalls are like super dangerous right now.
Right.
Because the LA River is full.
So it's crazy what's going on, that we went from this terrible winter to May gray and June gloom, and it finally just got nice like on the 3rd of July. And now all of a sudden it's scorching temps.
Yeah.
Yo, what's going on?
Climate change.
Just wanted to say that. Just want to get that off my chest. Had to start with yo. What's going on out there?
It's weather, bro.
Yo, Madre Nature, what up?
She's like, all you people living in California think you got it so good, huh? Well, you'll see.
Well,
it'll be fine in a couple days.
Well, they're like, hey, let me show you what's going on in the East. First, you can't breathe because there's fires in Canada that in American cities are like all smoked out. Then it's like massive floods.
Yeah,
have you
it's
seen what's
flooding
going on
bad
in the
there.
East Coast, right?
Yeah, and by the way, listen, I mean, I lived in like the San Gabriel Valley the first few years I lived here. July is always mid-90s every day.
Right.
And that August, hell, September is that way.
Dude.
So this is not that out of the ordinary.
Right. And listen, here's the other thing. You hear about people in Phoenix. It's been 110 degrees for 2 straight weeks. It's 110 degrees at 8 p.m. at night. Yeah, because it's Phoenix.
It's the desert, right?
It's a desert.
Yeah.
And that people love it.
Yeah.
So listen, here's what I'm going to say. For everybody that was making their plans tomorrow for the softball game, don't get spooked by high temperatures. There's plenty of shade, number one. Number two, there's going to be lots of liquid refreshments flowing all day long, if you know what I'm saying to you. And the kids are going to have a great time no matter what. So we'll see you guys tomorrow in West Covina. Be there, sucker.
Yeah. All right, Cappy.
Yeah, tell me.
So let's revisit Perk's hot take about the Lakers. So LeBron's coming back. He was asked today on First Take, yo, Big Perk, you think LeBron and the Lakers can win a chip?
I don't. And not because I don't believe in LeBron James. Look, I think he's the greatest player of all time. We can debate that another day. I'm staying on that 10 toes down. But when it comes down to putting expectations on a guy that's going to be 39 years old in December, I just can't do that. Especially when he's playing alongside a guy that is in his prime, a top 5 talent, in Anthony Davis. This shouldn't be on LeBron James. Now, should LeBron James be the second option? Absolutely. But this Laker team is going to go as far as Anthony Davis could carry them. And by being honest, he should be able to hold and have the torch when it comes down to AD. So for me to put the expectations on LeBron James, who's about to be 39 years old, is unfair to him. Now, do I believe he's going to go get his numbers? Yes. But this is Anthony Davis' opportunity, and this should be on the shoulders of Anthony Davis to lead the Lakers to winning another championship.
Now, Cappy, you meant when you were talking about this for a few minutes last hour, you were thinking about leading as in leadership. I think what he means is leading like by example on the floor and taking care of business on the floor with Anthony Davis.
Right. I think what Perk is saying is that if LeBron is going to be 39, and
AD's got to be the guy. It's what we talked about all season this year.
Right. And if LeBron's going to be a year older than the LeBron we saw last year. By the way, LeBron was spectacular at times during the season, but he was also hurt for an equal amount of time that he was spectacular.
And as you know, the biggest predictor of future injury is past injury.
I have heard that.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm thinking about it now. Maybe I saw it on a T-shirt one time.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I understand what Perk is saying.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying is I'm going to have to see that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to see Anthony Davis say, okay, everybody, I'm the guy. Give me the ball. The ball flows through me. And when the game is on the line, I'm the guy that it's my shot. Because honestly, even till the very end of this past year, if you said to me, hey, ball's got to be in somebody's hands at the end of the game, whose hands do you want it in? I'm like, we live and die with LeBron, period. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do that next year? Can you say, hey, LeBron, no, man, it's got to go to AD. He's got to be first option. End of the game.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy. It's his team. He got to lead it.
Yeah.
Can only go as far as AD goes.
Yeah, I don't think it needs to be the guy who takes the last shot, though. I don't think that means anything. Like for him, I think he needs to carry them through the season in individual games. And if LeBron takes them home, or whoever takes them home, or because LeBron in theory is going to, historically has always made the right play at the end of the game. If there's a guy who's open, if Austin Reeves is open, he's going to pass it to Austin Reeves. So I don't think that part is the key. I think Anthony Davis needs to put his stamp on games to allow them to be in position to either win games comfortably or at least be in games.
Let me ask you this question. In Denver, who is the undisputed, unquestioned leader on the floor? I mean, who?
Well, Joker's the best player.
Well, that's okay. Because I know you're probably gonna start to balance that question with, well, but maybe this guy and
Joker's the best player.
Right. Okay. That's what Anthony Davis needs to
Correct.
be. Needs to be everybody needs to know he's the best player. By the way, our number 2, this is Denver, is really, really good. He's really good. He's an important
Jamal
part
Murray's
of it.
A good player.
He's a really important part of it. And we here, the Lakers, I'm Anthony Davis. I'm the number 1. I'm the best player. And hey, there's LeBron. Hey, there's Austin Reeves. We just gave him a lot of money. Hey, there's Rui. He's got a little piece of this pie now. Hey, who's this new guy, Gabe from Miami? Bring him in here. Let's go.
Gabe's gonna have a chance to start on this team.
Is that a surprise?
I don't think so. I actually think it's better for the Lakers. I know somebody was like, I tweeted this the other day, and somebody was all like up in my mentions, and I'm like, yo, like the Lakers are probably going to lean defense to start. You know what I mean? And Gabe is a better defender. And he fits. He's like the perfect Anthony Davis, LeBron role player. He shoots threes, he defends, and he can put it on the deck a little bit when he needs to. D'Angelo's better suited running with a second unit where he can feast.
Oh, but George, you don't want to lose D'Angelo.
No, it's different if he loses the battle in training camp, though.
You know what I think is the best part of this whole conversation that's being had about Gabe Vincent versus D'Angelo Russell? The best part about it is that when there is not today, July 13th, I just had to look at my calendar on my computer to know what the date was. We don't know who the starting 5 is. We know who 2 guys, probably 3 guys are.
I think
you could
Austin's
probably come
playing.
up with 4.
Yeah, I think Austin's playing, and I mean Rui maybe. I don't know. Like we'll see.
That's my point. Is that you don't know right now who the starting point guard is for the Lakers.
Right.
But here's what I know.
Yeah.
That Gabe Vincent didn't leave the Miami Heat to come to the Lakers to go, oh, yeah, I just came here to be a backup. I think a guy like Gabe Vincent, who hasn't always been a starter, is coming to the Lakers because he thinks I have a legitimate chance to be the starter.
Correct.
And if you're D'Angelo Russell, if you're the Lakers, you might want to play him more because really, ultimately, and we talked a lot about this before the contract was signed, D'Angelo Russell was signed so that you can get something from him and then you can get something for him.
Correct.
I think D'Angelo Russell may eventually, and this may happen during the season, could he fetch you a big man? A decent
maybe
big man?
Maybe.
Because that's what's still missing from this roster.
Yeah. Perhaps. Yeah, I agree. They're missing a big man.
The fact that there is a competition and it's not a foregone conclusion who the starting 5 are, that's actually good news.
I would agree.
That all comes to you from the Jim Harbaugh School of Competition and the Pete Carroll School of Competition. You don't just have a starting team. got to compete to start.
Yeah, I mean, there are certain positions that have, competition, some that don't. So, hey, coming up next.
Tell me.
One of our colleagues kind of is not impressed with the Lakers offseason. We'll tell you who in just a second. And Darvin Ham, big praise to our boy Austin Reeves. We'll tell you what he said, too. Stick around, 710 ESPN.
Your Thursday afternoon. We do this every day around 6:15. Time for the producer Laura rejoin of the day. Hit it, Laura.
So I chose, sorry, I can't speak. I feel a little clammy. It's hot in here. I never say that.
It is clammy in here, but it just got cold now all of a sudden.
No, it's hot. It's hot.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Mucho caliente.
I picked a song by Sheila E. because she was just introduced into the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and she is the first woman percussionist to do so.
Shout out.
Introduced. And I was like, you know what? I wanted to pick a Prince song, but I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to give her her own solo song. So
Yeah, I like it.
Life.
It's a good song.
Cappy's not impressed.
No, it's not that. It's that, Sheila and I have had our issues.
Oh yeah, that's right. You tell the story again.
Nah, I don't want to tell it. I don't want to give up.
You asked her about Prince, and she gave you a dirty look.
She didn't give me a dirty
Latina,
look.
bro, so
she
I
didn't
get
give me
it.
a dirty look. She legitimately got so angry with me.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
How dare
your
you?
KYP, know your personnel.
As I told Sheila E., I said, hey, Sheila, listen to me. All right? They're walking you around Radio Row. They said to me, hey, would you like to talk to Sheila E.? I said, sure, sit her down. Now it's you and me one-on-one, no prep. It's just a conversation, babe. And when I said to her, so, Sheila, you tell me, you and Prince, you guys were like a thing, right? And she was like, what, you don't know that me and Prince had a long love affair? She was like, Jimmy Jam, come over here. And he was standing right there.
Oh, Jimmy Jam's my guy. He listens to the show all the time.
Yeah, he's a P1.
Jimmy Jam was standing right there, and she was,
Did
Jimmy
you know
Jam.
that?
Hey, Jimmy, shout out, okay? So she said, Jimmy Jam, my man right here, broadcasting in the middle of a mall, doesn't know that me and Prince, he's asking me. I'm like, hey, Sheila, there's a guy out there listening. He's interested in this stuff. Relax, will you? Next thing I know, she's like, I'm getting up. And then Jimmy Jam sat down. I'm like, what's up, Jim? JJ? Jam? What up? And then we stood there and broed out. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, she's Latina, man. You don't piss off a Latina.
I know. You don't do it, man.
Mm-mm.
You don't piss off a Latina.
Did you start by calling her babe like you did when you started the story?
No, I was like, Shields.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Oh, okay.
I feel like if you were like, Shields, babe, I'd be like, okay, nope, we got off on the wrong foot. Nope.
Nah,
nope,
we
nope.
got off on the wrong. We got off on the right foot. First we started talking about like paradiddles. You know what those are?
No.
Well, those are like drumming little, kind of terms. So I wanted to try and break the ice, act like I know something about drumming and percussion.
Do you know the Latin jazz fusion band she was with before she became solo?
Do I know the Latin jazz band
I'm
that
just
Sheila E.
asking.
was with before she became a solo act?
Yeah.
Doesn't everybody?
I'm just asking, Cappy. You seem to know a lot about her, so.
No, I didn't know anything about her. That was the problem.
Oh, JK.
Right. That's your problem. Google, bro. Google fast.
I didn't do it.
Azteca.
I mean, just at least go to the Wikipedia or something.
We all know Azteca. We all know.
Yeah. By the way,
everybody knows
Laura, Grand Theft Prado has tweeted in the Sedano and Kap Circle
What did I
Trust.
do?
What's his deal?
He heard about your conundrum with the batting cages.
Oh, okay. What happened?
And he said, just
Help me out.
catching up, Laura, there are multiple batting cages in the La Puente, Roland Heights, El Monte area. You could have went to. I don't know why you went to the IE. RBI batting cage is my favorite by Puente.
They're
I
all
don't know why
opening
she
in the
went also.
afternoon.
Oh.
I don't know why
That's
she went
the
so late.
problem.
Yeah, but they're open late.
That particular one he's
I
talking
get
about.
here.
Yeah, but
I
you can go
get-
after the show, is what he's saying.
That RBI one
I
he's
got
talking
things to
about
do
is
here.
open at 3 o'clock. She's right.
Yeah,
no, but
they're-
I'm saying, like, he's saying you can go later. you know?
No, but okay, so yesterday I got off till 9.
Right.
And then today we have Lakers talk, so by the time I'm off.
Oh,
you
Slee.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Slee's got to break down that Gabe Vincent, D'Angelo
do you
Russell
need to go,
battle.
Laura? You can
No,
take
no,
off.
no,
You can
no.
take off at 7. Don't make no excuses, girl.
No, it's all good.
Oh, you go, Funch.
First of all,
Hey,
I
You
don't play
tell
with
him,
my
Funch.
money.
Oh, she making excuses
No,
now, Funch.
I don't play with my money, okay?
Oh,
I
hell
need to
no.
stay here to
No,
get
you
paid.
don't.
Hell
No, you
no.
don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
If I leave early, I don't get paid.
I can handle Lakers talk by myself.
I know
at
you
7
can.
o'clock. So I'm sure Greg will. I'm sure
100%.
Greg will be
100.
fine with it.
Oh, I'm sure
I'm
he's
sure
not.
everyone will be fine with it.
I need to get paid, Funchy. I got bills to pay.
Excuses. Don't be coming up and go over tomorrow.
Laura, I want you to
Cap
have the
thought it was
same
funny.
level of commitment, the same level of commitment that I have, that Funchy has. Look,
That's what I'm saying.
I saw Funchy's video. It's not impressive. I acknowledge
It's
that.
Oh!
Damn, dog.
Because yours are? Come on now. I'm just saying, I'm not
By
going
the
to mess
way,
with my money.
somebody actually had a funny caption of you because in one of them you said "ow" because you hit like your thumb or something when you were swinging.
No, I didn't hit my thumb. It's just that the vibration from the bat. I didn't say mine was impressive, Funchy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right,
I mean, you're
vibration.
turning on your team before you even play, dog.
Well, no, I'm not turning on my team. I'm
Damn,
telling Funchy
damn.
that I appreciate the fact that he's not a natural baseball player, and he's out there working hard. And that's what Laura needs to do. She needs to have the same level of commitment that Funchy has.
First of all, sir,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did. I went. I drove.
Yeah.
I paid. They told me no. And it's not my fault that I get out late. And I've been getting out late this week because of work. I got bills to pay. I don't got a Cappy Cast. I don't
see
got
this?
extra
See
stuff.
this? This
So-
is like
Late
this
night
is
with
like
Laura
me.
ain't paying the bills yet,
It's
homie.
not. It's not
This is
paying
like
the
me
bills.
dealing
I
with
skipped
Sheila
it
E.
yesterday.
See, this is what happens. I piss off Latinas.
Exactly, Cap.
Get them
don't
fired
be pissing
up.
us off.
Don't be messing with no Latinas. I'll tell you this, I'm not messing with any tomorrow. 710's biggest party of the summer is happening tomorrow starting at 10 o'clock in the morning. West Covina Sportsplex, made possible by Riverside County and the Sheriff's Department. Riverside County Sheriff, service above self. And tomorrow night after the game, don't miss the Riverside County Sheriff's post-game show on our social channels at ESPN Los Angeles, and it's hosted by the one and only Pepe Mantilla y Christopher Morales.
Yeah. Excellent stuff, Cappy. Looking forward to tomorrow. Should be fun.
Can't wait. Can't
I'm going to
wait.
bring a lot of Gatorade, bro.
Hey, Funch, were you wearing like tights under your shorts?
No,
or?
it's, knee supports, right?
No, some little spandex.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't knee support.
I
I mean,
thought they were.
Chris,
I thought you were trying to make the knees feel good.
No, I'm
Hey.
trying to look like a real baller out there.
Okay.
you did look like a baller. You
Thank
looked
you.
it. You looked
Try to
it.
look the part. That's all.
Speaking of looking the part, most people believe the Lakers look the part, except Cappy. Except our colleague here at ESPN, Tim Bontemps. Tim Bontemps was on Get Up recently and was asked about the Lakers offseason and had this to say.
I would say they brought back the same roster they had,
Which was a very good roster.
It
It's
wasn't-
still up to Anthony Davis.
Are they? How close are they to the Nuggets?
They are closer. They are closer. Absolutely, they are. They were close in that series.
I think they're closer because Denver got worse. I think the
By
Lakers
losing Bruce Brown.
I think we're losing Bruce Brown and Jeff Green. But to me, the Lakers didn't materially get better. And if I'm looking at this from LeBron James' perspective, like, look, if he's happy, it's all that really matters, right? Yeah. But if I'm the Lakers and I have LeBron in his age 38, 39 season, I'm trying to win a championship right now.
Yeah.
And to me, the Lakers didn't add anybody that materially moved the needle closer. Because they'd gone and gotten Dante DiVincenzo, say, right? Instead of Gabe Vincent. I would have said, all right, that's a real significant addition, a guy who's clearly better than what they had. Maybe Gabe Vincent is this much better than Dennis Schroeder. He's essentially the same. And otherwise, their roster is essentially the same. Now, they were better over the second half of the season, but a lot of it in the playoffs is unsustainable shooting. I don't know if that's going to carry over. Everyone's acting like they had the greatest offseason of all time.
I just thought they functioned
You said
like
that
a
B+,
good franchise.
I think that's fine. But again, I'm talking about championship equity. I just don't think they got closer to that.
Dante DiVincenzo is the example that you use. Dante DiVincenzo was like a nice player for the Warriors. But Dante DiVincenzo's not. It's so funny because I've had this argument with other colleagues, let's just call them, about Dante DiVincenzo. And it's funny because now that I think about it, the person I had the argument about, Dante DiVincenzo, a couple years ago, Cappy, is also really tight with Bontemps. So it's funny that they would have the same, like Dante DiVincenzo's like this great player. I would say I would rather have Gabe Vincent than Dante DiVincenzo. The only thing Dante DiVincenzo has on Gabe Vincent is basically athleticism. Like, he's more athletic than Gabe Vincent, but I don't necessarily think he's a better player than Gabe Vincent. I think that they're similar, and if anything, Gabe Vincent, to me, has more playoff experience than Dante DiVincenzo, even though he was on a team in Milwaukee that had some good runs when he was there, including, including winning a championship one year. But I don't look at Dante DiVincenzo as this, like, difference maker. Like, that's going to take the Lakers from where they're at to beating Denver? Get the bleep out of here, Bontemps.
Who's the other guy?
Alan Hahn, I think.
Okay, Alan Hahn. That guy, I'd love to see you and him together because he seems to get angry really quickly, and I like that. You can hear him. He's starting to get wound up, but Bontemps goes on a little bit of a run. But he kind of gets real kind of fired up fast, the other guy, Hahn. I don't know, man. He kind of cracks me up because I don't. Every time I see him, I'm like, who is that guy? And then I'm like, man, he gets pissed off fast. So.
George, I have a question. Do you not? You mentioned how like they have like a relationship or whatever. Him and DiVincenzo.
No. I didn't say that. I said that I got into another argument about the value of Dante DiVincenzo when he was dealt from Milwaukee. I remember having this conversation with another colleague and being like, they're like, oh, the person said they got Dante. And I'm like, and? Like, so what?
You didn't say Dante who?
Yeah,
I mean, the way they said Dante, like he's a one-name guy now.
I was like, and? Like, he's like a solid player, but he's not like a huge difference maker where I'm like, oh, bro, Dante DiVincenzo is going to swing the pendulum on a championship. Like, he's not that guy.
I'll tell you where I disagree with Tim Bontemps, though.
By the way,
I
talked to Bontemps at Summer League.
Okay.
And I told him I saw your take on Get Up.
Oh, you should have done this on the show.
Right.
No. He's
No.
coming in studio next week.
Oh, really? What day?
Can we bring Alan Hahn in, too?
No, Alan Hahn's in New York.
Alan Hahn's funny.
I
He gets
told
mad.
Bontemps, you better be ready for the wrath.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah, you warned him, did you?
I did.
I disagree with him, though. I mean, I don't think the Lakers are essentially the same team, and it's not because they've traded out names, and he's saying it doesn't really matter that they brought in Cam Reddish or Jackson Hayes or this guy or that guy. They're essentially the same guys as guys that are on their way out. I will tell you about Gabe Vincent. Here's the thing I'm hoping for. I love guys who've not had it easy. I like guys whose stories aren't, I was a McDonald's All-American in high school. I was a Duke recruit. I was a one and done. I was a lottery pick, and now I'm a superstar. This guy has had to fight and battle and claw and scratch to make it to the NBA, let alone make it to a point where he's actually a free agent who can make this kind of money. I think Gabe Vincent is going to add a lot to the Lakers this year. And if I'm proven wrong, okay, fine. But
he's a role player, so it's relative to what he is.
I'm
right.
not saying he's going to be Anthony Davis or LeBron.
No, of course. I just want to make sure that people understand what you're saying.
I'm saying he's going to add to what the Lakers do.
Yeah.
He's not just somebody that they went, hey, here's $15 million, have a nice life. They actually expect something from the guy.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think I don't agree with Bontemps that the Lakers are no better than they were a year ago. They are better on paper. Will they go further? Obviously, my crystal ball has not cleared up enough for me to tell you that quite yet. But they're better. I'll tell you this. You were kind of giving me a hard time the other day.
By the way, do you know who's a better playoff player?
Gabe Vincent?
Yeah.
Better than who?
Better than Dante DiVincenzo.
Come on, Bontemps. Do better, Bontemps.
You want to sit here and talk about Dante DiVincenzo being this? I mean, he's got better numbers than him in the regular season, but in the playoffs, Gabe Vincent has been appreciably better.
Come on, Bontemps. Come on. Don't insult our intelligence. What are we? We're a bunch of morons over here? Come on. Hey, I'll tell you this. You told me the other day about Max Christie. You're like, kind of give him don't give him a hard time. Kids growing up, kids putting on some weight, kids actually able
Looks
to grow
good.
a mustache now. You see that dunk he had in that game?
Yeah,
was it
I was
last?
there.
Dude, oh my God.
Golden State.
I mean, my goodness. I didn't know he had that.
Where were you? It was like almost a week ago.
Dude, you think I'm sitting around watching summer league games on like a Saturday night?
I thought you'd at least have seen it on social media.
I did see it on social media. I'm bringing it up to you right now.
Okay.
What a dunk.
Yeah.
In
That
Cappy's
was
defense, there were a couple days where we didn't have very much time to talk on the show.
Yeah, there was the Beto Monday. There was the Georgie Tuesday for 1 hour.
Yeah.
45
yesterday.
minutes.
Yeah, yesterday I don't know what was going on. Who
This
knows?
guy's got like everything out of you that you didn't get to talk about over the past couple days.
That's right. See that, George? I was holding that one back.
Yeah.
I'm going to go gay.
You know what Dante DiVincenzo is averaging in the playoffs?
9.7 points per game.
5.6.
5.6 rebounds?
No, points.
Oh.
Do you want to know what? You actually got 9.7 right. That's Gabe Vincent's playoff average.
Yeah, that's right. I knew that.
But that's what a role player is supposed to average, 10 points a game.
Mm-hmm. Come on, Gabe Vincent. Come on in here and be more. Be more than you've been.
I mean, no, it's fine. Even if he's been what he's been, like that's exactly what they need.
All right. Well, Tim
Dante
Bontemps.
DiVincenzo.
Tim Bontemps. Get ready for the wrath, Bontemps.
I told him.
How dare you?
I said, what day you want me to come in? I said, what day are you in L.A.? He's in L.A. next week. I
Good.
said, you're coming into the studio.
I want to know what day, because I'll tell you right now, I'd like to sit between you two guys and referee this
I
match.
will text him.
Yeah, find out. And tell him to be there Tuesday.
Yeah.
Don't ask him what day. You tell him.
Okay, we got to wrap.
All right.
Laura says to wrap. Big deal or no deal is next. DiVincenzo.
Premium Beef Franks. We'll see you tomorrow in the city of West Covina for 710's biggest party of the summer.
Thanks,
Celsius,
Cappy.
man. All you need is like half a Celsius. That's all you need.
Bring your liquor.
I love Celsius. I love the green tea ones.
I like the
All
orange
green-
one.
I like the non-carbonated green
Yeah,
tea.
girl, for Amazon Prime, they were so cheap. I ordered a
dang
bunch
it.
of them.
Dang it, I should
I
have.
bought
Oh,
2
really?
cases
On Amazon
of each.
Prime.
Prime Day.
Yes,
There's a
Prime
lot of
Day.
sales for Prime Day.
Oh, is Prime Day still today, or was it only
yeah,
yesterday?
they keep extending it.
Oh,
It's
is
like,
it extended?
yeah, I feel like
Oh, I
I
didn't
keep
know.
getting notices about them.
Yeah, it's like
extending
Prime
it.
Week now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
I keep getting ripped off by my kids. Like, Dad, we got to buy it this week while
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Prime.
That's what they do. They get you.
So I bought 2 cases of the non-carbonated ones. 'Cause I don't do anything carbonated, and I saw that
What are
the
we talking
the Celsius.
Oh, you got to be careful. Celsius, I did a lot of reading on Celsius recently.
Oh, really? Because let me tell you something. That All-Star Friday night tomorrow is being brought to us by Celsius.
Okay.
Celsius Essential Energy.
All I'm just saying is, like anything, in moderation.
Yes, because
Well, I just said you can only drink half a can, man.
Right, because not everyone can drink a whole can. Like, some people's bodies can't take it. It's
Like
great.
Morales.
Right. It's great, but it has like twice as much caffeine as like a cup of coffee. So you
Right.
got to understand what you're putting in your body.
ingesting. Yes, because for me, when I love it, I do the non-carbonated ones. Like Christian loves.
Oh, no,
Red
I like the
Bull.
carbonated ones.
Yeah, I can't do
But
carbonation.
I'm like Cappy. I do a half.
Right.
Half.
So
That's it.
Christian
You want to split
was
one, George?
I'll drink 2.
What?
Sometimes.
Dude, that's a lot.
That's a lot, girl.
That's like, seriously,
okay.
that's like 5 cups of coffee.
okay.
You're downing that
Go
quick.
on, Lindsay. Do your thing, girl.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry.
No
girl.
wonder you're always saying you're hot.
That makes sense.
Your heart,
now.
your caffeine levels
Those are
out,
like
you know,
spiked
through
up.
the
She
roof.
runs hot. She runs hot, dude. What are you going to do about it? She
no,
runs
listen.
hot.
I think they're delicious. I
No,
like
they're great.
the tropical blend one,
I can't do it.
the carbonated. I like that one.
Is that the one with the watermelon-y thing on the can?
I think it's got like a pineapple actually.
Oh, really?
There's a watermelon-y
Oh,
one
yes.
is the
it's
one that's
Tropical Splash is the one you're talking about
right.
with the pineapple. That's
yeah,
delicious.
Yeah. And the watermelon-y one is actually just called watermelon.
The watermelon-y one is just called watermelon?
Yes.
Yeah, but they were on sale. Just,
Right.
they
No,
were cheap.
I get it. I have them in the fridge for when I need a boost. And
Yeah.
I don't, you know me, Laura, I don't love coffee.
Well,
so,
my thing is, like, I got into the habit, as you guys know, with my Starbucks habit, and when I was having the Celsius, that's all I would have, like half of it, and I was fine.
Yes.
Right now
That's
that
enough.
I haven't had them, I was like drinking coffee like crazy. I'm like, nah, I gotta buy these bad boys again. Anyways, sorry, Linz, carry on.
No worries. All right, so on Monday, the New York Times announced that it will disband its internal sports department and shift all of the section's coverage to The Athletic. Of course, the Times acquired The Athletic last year for $550 million. The sports desk at the New York Times had about 35 journalists and editors, and all will be moved to different parts of the newspaper with no planned layoffs. The company says that sports coverage will actually be expanded under the shift. Do you guys think this is a big deal or no deal? George, start with you.
I didn't hear the question because I was reading what people were tweeting about us about what we were just talking about. So if you can replay that quickly, go ahead.
What were we just talking about?
About the drinks, the caffeinated drinks.
I already forgot.
The New York Times is going to disband its internal sports
Oh, I
department.
saw that, yes. And they're just going to go with The Athletic.
Yes.
That's a tough one. Listen, so I have a lot of friends clearly at The Athletic, and I've also had a lot of people I've known that worked at the New York Times. I think the New York Times, you know, when I think of newspapers, right, like the most prestigious newspapers in the world, I think the New York Times is one of them. To not have a sports section or to deplete its sports section is pretty discouraging, I would say. It's not my money. I get it. But I'm thinking to myself, you're the New York freaking Times. I get maybe people don't read you for sports like maybe they used to and they go to the other outlets now. And I understand you have The Athletic, and maybe that's a way you can employ those local people via The Athletic. But it just feels like, on the surface, not cool, is what I would say,
Well,
and a big deal.
They said that they're not planning to lay those people in the sports department off. They're reallocating them.
Yeah, to The Athletic.
To like some are going to other departments.
Oh, well, that too,
even.
right, yeah.
So like, but I don't know that, like, to your point, I feel like it's not cool because if I'm a sports writer, I don't want to go cover like, I don't know, like politics or something else.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I'm going to disagree with both of you guys, and I'm going to go with no deal, and here's why. Let's start off
Because you
with
hate
this.
journalism.
Well,
you're a sensationalist.
True.
I mean, self-admitted.
You love yard barker.
That's true.
Aggregators.
And
That's
sports
true.
not.
That's right. Them too. But here's the thing. Look, if you are a company and you buy another company and they are a sports section, That's now our sports section. I mean, ESPN has had lots of different tentacles over the years, different brands that ESPN has created. And I think what the New York Times has done is said, look, we bought a company for $550 million that covers sports really, really professionally with a lot of high journalistic integrity. So you know what? We're moving. We don't need a sports department anymore. We own The Athletic. That is our sports department. And I'll just say one other thing.
But you got it.
The New York Times, you have to pay for the New York Times. So, like, for example, I mean, do you have a subscription to the New York Times?
I do, yes.
I don't. Okay, I have a subscription to the LA Times.
You know why? Because I support journalism.
Well, you know what? You can keep beating your chest about how great that is that you support journalism. Who cares?
What do you mean, who cares?
Who cares?
Don't you want the truth?
I don't know that I don't ever know that I'm getting the truth in any sort of media, ever.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Like, I'm not talking about op-eds. I'm talking about, like, actual reporting.
Yeah, I question everything.
Oh,
you do question everything.
I mean,
which is
Jesus
kind of-
Christ, do you realize that if you're the New York Times or the LA Times or one of these, like, major publications, like, that you have to have multiple sources to even hit print?
Right.
Like, those
That are
kids at
checked.
Northwestern that uncovered that stuff with Pat Fitzgerald, those kids deserve a whole lot of credit for uncovering that stuff. That's real journalism, pal.
They can't even like mention something without it being
But
like
this is
fact
the
checked
problem.
3
People
times.
like
Wait,
you.
no, but it's
People
not.
like
No.
you.
The-
You see, you know what I'm
no.
doing right now? I'm pointing at you.
And I'm pointing
at
right back at you. And
right
everybody
now.
on YouTube, everybody
I'm
on
pointing at
YouTube can see it.
I'll give you
I'm
the
pointing
finger.
right here.
Keep
I'll
talking
give you
to
right
me
here.
like that. I'll
right
give
here.
you the finger.
Right here.
I'll give you the finger.
I will give you 2
I will
fingers.
give
2.
you the
double
finger.
Double.
Finger.
Double. 2 for you.
Finger.
I got 2 for you, pal.
Okay.
That's 2, Utah.
Cuidado.
Get me 2.
Pero.
Now listen. It's really not that big of a deal. They have a sports section. They own The Athletic. We don't have a sports section. Now we just put in The Athletic. What is the big deal?
I do have a question. Do you think that?
How about more jobs?
Like-
That's the big deal.
Well, how does this work though? As far as like the pay goes, like if I pay for both the Athletic
You're
and the New York
eliminating
Times,
jobs. What part do you not understand?
Well, let me ask you a question. Did ESPN not just eliminate jobs?
Yes, and that's
Okay.
not fun either
No,
for
it's not
anyone
fun.
involved.
No, it's not fun. But you know what? It is an unfortunate reality of the media industry in 2023. It's just an unfortunate part of the game, man. It sucks.
I get it.
I've not
but
seen
that's
one
my
person.
point is I'm always going to – this is the difference between you and me.
Okay, let's hear it.
Amongst many.
Okay? Let's hear it.
You love supporting the man.
How is
I
this
love
supporting the man?
supporting the employee.
How is this supporting the man?
Because you're like, oh, well, they just spent $500
But that's-
million
but
on
that's
another
what it
thing, so
is.
they should just use that thing.
But that's what reality is in this world.
Okay, but that's you, another example of you supporting the man.
Oh, if that's how you see it, okay. I mean, if by the way, and if you think that by you saying that I'm supporting the man,
You support
makes
the man.
me look something
The
bad,
man.
something lesser than
The
and
man.
you're Mr. Employee.
You're the man.
Let me tell you what you should
You
do.
and you love
Let me tell you what
Jerry
you should do.
Jones
You
and Roger
should-
Goodell.
You should strike right
and-
now,
and
you
all
should
those
stand in
guys.
support with Brotherhood. In all of the people that are striking right now in the union,
As a matter of
you
fact,
should strike.
we don't have to strike because
But you
if you're
should.
Right, but I
You
still
support those folks.
I can support them without striking.
You should strike. What are you doing to support them?
I still support. Well, I don't need to tell you all my business.
Oh, really?
I don't.
Oh, really? What are you doing something?
You don't. Maybe I am.
Or maybe you're not.
No, maybe I am.
But maybe you're not.
But how about I am?
Okay, how about I want to know what it is?
How about no? You don't have to know what it is.
How
It's
about
my,
yes?
It's my business,
No,
not yours.
Our business.
No, it ain't our business.
Ours.
We
It's
don't
all of
share
ours.
everything. You don't
It's
sleep in the
all
bed
of-
with me, homie.
I will.
No,
I'll
please
sneak
don't.
right in. I'll
Please
sneak
don't.
right in.
Please don't.
I will sneak right in.
Please don't.
And I will cuddle with you.
No.
Yes, sir.
No.
I will
also
cuddle
don't
with
want
you.
your dumb dog
No.
without teeth biting me in the ass.
No, I will. He's gumming you in the ass. Don't insult my dog's teeth, George. He's gumming you.
Biting me in the
he's
ass.
gumming you in the ass.
Right. And I will cuddle with you.
Get out of here.
Back to Big
The
Deal
man.
or No Deal, guys.
I will
El
cuddle-
hombre.
I will
Nope,
cuddle
not
with
That's
yet,
you.
what
not
should
yet.
be your nickname. Not what Pepe wanted to do. Not Pepe wanted to call you the big liar. What did he want to call you?
Come on, Copy.
Not me, Mason. He
No,
wanted to call
both.
him the
He
big
said he
lie.
didn't know if it was for you or Mason. He was trying to figure that. What, the big lie?
That's
Or
right.
Whatever it was. He should
Instead
call
of the
you
Big Hurt.
Scott El Hombre Kaplan.
El hombre?
See,
Is
Oh,
El hombre
my
good?
God.
that's the man.
Oh, all right. I'll take it. El hombre. That feels pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all not feeling that.
Hope your dog gummies your butt.
Not gummies, gums.
Gums and gummies. If you gave him some gummies, he'd be more chill than what he is.
Y'all not feeling that.
I am in a spoon with you.
Ah! Let's just play every sound effect on the board.
Shocker.
All right, go ahead, Lindsay. Sorry.
Wow. Anyway.
Cleveland! This is for you!
There was a reason just to play that one, yeah.
Well, I have a serious question about this issue, though. If I have a subscription for both The Athletic and The New York Times, do I still have to pay both now?
Good question.
Well, if you only care about sports, then you probably shouldn't subscribe to The New York Times anymore.
But I don't.
They have
only care
I don't know how
about
much cooking you do at home, but they have a great cooking section.
Well, I mean,
I don't use the New York Times.
The New York Times cooking, my wife makes a ton of great stuff just based off that subscription alone. It's worth it.
I feel like that's a lot, though.
I mean, if you don't want to cook, then it's a lot.
Hey, George, let me tell you something, and I really resent this, and it really kind of pisses me off, and it hurts my feelings. Just
That
so
you
know.
you support the man?
No, that you think I don't support journalism? Let me tell you how much I support journalism.
How much?
I buy the LA Times subscription for $16 a month.
Yeah.
And you know what?
It's that much?
Wait,
And
what? I paid $1 for like 4 months, bro.
No way, bro.
No, it becomes 16 later.
I know.
Yeah, yeah.
And bruh, I pay it twice. You know why?
Because you're an idiot?
Because I can't figure out how to cancel the
Yeah,
second
exactly.
subscription. So
That's
let
how
me
much
tell
you
you
support
something.
journalism,
I
'cause you're an
support
idiot.
journalism.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I resent you not understanding and appreciating my support of said journalism.
But if you didn't know how to be an idiot, you would definitely cancel one of them.
If somebody can help me cancel one of my 2 subscriptions to the LA Times, I will only support journalism 50%.
We gave up trying to help you
There's
out
an
with your
app
subscription.
for that, Cap.
Yeah, go get that. What's the name of that app?
I forget, but it checks all your subscriptions and everything, and it cancels
And it
like
cancels
the
them
duplicates.
for you.
Yeah, cancels your duplicates. I'll find out, Cap.
I think I got to know my
told him.
passwords.
So many times about this app, and he's still here, guys.
Yeah.
Just saying.
You're right. You do need to know the passwords.
We out here.
How do you not know your passwords?
We
How
out
many
here.
passwords do you have?
Just make them all the same.
Well, don't do that either. That's easy to get phished and stuff.
Yeah, it's a whole thing right now.
You at least should have 2 or 3, but you don't need to have like 20.
You could just make them like one main thing
How
with
did
some
you
variations.
I mean, seriously, how do you have that many passwords?
It's not that I have that many. It's just that I've forgotten which ones I used for which.
Cap, this doesn't surprise me at all.
Does everybody else have the same problem for real?
No.
No.
Everybody else other than these
Okay,
3?
Cap, because you're around. No, well, my parents are older than you, but closer in age.
Mm-hmm.
My dad, on his phone, on his notes, he has all his passwords.
It's called Face ID, Cappy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, what
I
is
introduced my dad to that recently, and it was like mind blowing. He's like, "You mean I don't have to type in my code or any passwords?" I was like, "No, Dad, you just look at it." And he was sitting there doing the Face ID thing where you have to like move your head around in the circle or whatever, and he's like making all these funny smiles and like he's like, I'm like, "No, Dad, you just move your face around," and he's like, he couldn't figure it out. It was very funny, but yeah, Cap, if you have Face ID, you should be able to get into all your accounts.
Is that big deal or no deal? We
I
done?
guess.
That's where it ends, right there.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, did you have another one?
I have a lot more, but you know what? I'll save
it
them.
for tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make it Radio Tinder. Well, actually, no, because we're off early, right?
Well,
but we'll
save
still have
them for
Radio Tinder
Monday.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we'll still have Radio Tinder tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, because I have something coming up in Dealer's Choice that is urgent.
Well, we're off at 5:30 tomorrow because of the
Angels game.
Angels game.
No.
And the wiffle
soft-
ball.
Yeah.
The wiffle
Why
ball
aren't we doing the softball game like on the air at 7 o'clock?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Why don't we just do a remote?
I think it's probably
I mean, it's too
because-
late now, but why didn't we think of that before?
I don't know.
No say.
Why don't you tell Chris?
Probably swearing
Yeah,
and
you
stuff.
know what? He's going to start screaming at me. And
Yeah,
just
tell
be
him
like,
to do better.
Yeah, why didn't you tell me that before? Now you're going to come up with this 2 days
Right.
before the event or a day before the event? Thanks, Sedano.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
not busting
Thanks,
your cappy.
Sedano. Especially since we changed the entire event to accommodate your schedule, Sedano. Now you're coming in.
Oh,
with
it wasn't
ideas?
just mine. There were a lot of people that weren't going to be able to make it
Who
on the
else's
7th.
was it?
I'm sure they thought about that, doing it on the air, and they were probably like, same with the Mandy's, like, maybe not. Maybe
No,
not.
not that. But the softball is easy. There's no like cursing involved there.
Should be. There should be cursing.
Not in the broadcast booth is what I'm saying. Not between Chris and Pepe.
Well, Pepe this time, but
Pepe's a
last
professional.
Year, yeah, pero last year, you know.
Pero
there's
it's
stuff.
different
Pero
now.
last year, I mean.
Pero
last
you have
year,
a profesional.
Pero no es profesional.
Yes, Pepe.
Oh, Pepe es muy profesional.
Okay.
Pero last year.
No lo insultes.
See.
Come on, Cappy.
Right.
Come on, Cappy.
All right, speaking of coming on Cappy, let me tell you something right now.
Yeah.
Coors Light. That's what I'm going to tell you about. Coors Light. Keeping Southern California chill all summer long. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to this website.
By the way, do you hear the girls laughing through the window or no?
No, what are they laughing
Oh, my
about?
God. They're cracking up at you, actually.
What did I do?
The way you spun that line. They're still laughing in there. They have the mics off, but I can hear them through the window
I can see them. I can see the two of them.
Yeah.
Look at Lindsay Baseball.
They're both cracking up. They're turning red.
Lindsay Baseball.
Kev, sometimes.
Yeah, go ahead. Finish your Coors.
Here's the deal. Coors Light and the Angels are keeping California chill all summer long. I've been telling you about this. We have a lot of events coming up. I think I've got on my calendar August 8th. We'll give you updates as we get closer. But we got a lot going on with the Angels and Coors Light. Go to this website, keepingchachill.com. Keepingchachill.com. Use the keyword Angels for your chance to win. That's keepingchachill. Let's get out and get some icy cold Coors Light.
The most followed sports radio station in America.
710 ESPN.
At ESPN.
Segment your Thursday afternoon. We will see you tomorrow at the West Covina Sportsplex for All-Star Friday night. You know we've got our final segment music, and it goes hand in hand today because on this day back in 1923, the Hollywood sign was officially dedicated in the hills above Hollywood. It originally read Hollywood Land, but the four last letters were dropped after the renovation in 1949 to say Hollywood. How about that, sports fans? Have a great night. We'll see you in West Covina tomorrow. Sedano Kap final segment right now.
She stood there bright as the sun on that California coast. He was a Midwestern boy on his own. She looked at him with those soft eyes so innocent and
Hollywood Land, Cappy. It was
That's
Hollywood
what it used to be
Land.
called. That's right.
The beauty of the hot weather, though, like, is that you could see. Like, I thought yesterday driving to work was so awesome. And it's like, because I don't think most people that have ever been here, right? And I've seen the same view, right, for the 7 years I've lived here. But it's such a beautiful view, like when you're coming over the 110, like coming from the south, going north, and you're kind of at where the 110, like, fast track goes above.
Mm-hmm.
And you have like this perfect view to your right of downtown and the mountains in the background on a pretty day, like clear day. And you got the Hollywood sign, no land, Hollywood on the left side. Like it was like a picturesque Chamber of Commerce type day yesterday. And even today, I thought it was really nice, although a little steamier is what I would say.
You know, when you talk about seeing downtown to your right and the mountains, and then you start to turn a little bit to your left and you see the Hollywood sign, like you could grow up your entire life in L.A. and you could be completely desensitized to the Hollywood sign. Like, who cares? It's been there my whole life. But I'll tell you, if you did not grow up in L.A., and I know there's a lot of people listening right now who did not, like, when you see that, you still kind of are like, wow, Hollywood, L.A. Because, like, I grew up on the East Coast, and when I was a kid at, like, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, when I was watching football and it was already pitch black out, I was watching, the Chargers against the Raiders, and there was that look of that West Coast sunshine at that time of day. 5 o'clock at night on the East Coast was only 2 o'clock out west, and you're like, I want to go to where that sunshine is. And then you watch all the shows growing up as a kid, Hollywood and Welcome to Hollywood, and then you see that Hollywood sign. I never get desensitized
But
to
I
it, George.
actually think the more beautiful thing is, again, looking at the downtown with the background of the mountains, to me, is way prettier. That, to me, is beautiful. And by the way, it's also beautiful in the wintertime when the mountains are snow-capped.
Yeah.
It looks, I think, even cooler. To me, that is like an underrated view of Los Angeles that very few people outside of Los Angeles get to see on a regular basis.
Well, listen, let me say this to everybody. Look, I know that the weather report tomorrow is going to be really hot and steamy, but come on, we're going to all get together tomorrow for what is 710's biggest party of the summer. And we're all going to have a great time like we did last year, only it's going to be bigger and better. There's plenty for your kids to do. There's going to be plenty of hydration, lots of food. We're going to have a great time. Come on out, be part of the radio station family tomorrow afternoon. And then when it's all over, to the Sunset Room for the after party, which, by the way, I declared last year. Well, we know you don't do after parties.
No.
I declared this last year. The Sunset Room has what is, I believe, to be the most underrated burger on the planet.
Is
not in LA.
Is this your dealer's choice, by the way?
No, it's not.
Oh, well, you better hurry this up then.
Okay, well, let me get to dealer's choice.
Yeah. Sunset Room, great burger.
Yep.
Yep.
Last night, George, my son's best friend comes over to the house. And he says to me, hey, Scott, you know what my favorite show is? I said, no, I don't know your favorite show. He said, Stable Wars. Now, George, I think my man is pulling my leg, right? I think he's giving me a hard time. I think he's busting my freaking balls over here, right?
Yeah.
Turns out, have you ever heard of a platform called Tubi?
Yeah.
My man puts it on last night, and there were 2 seasons of Stable Wars.
And where are your royalties?
Well, season 1 was really me and a guy in L.A. named Dan Diefenbach. And we literally made it up every day.
Cap in the Bach?
It was very, very organic. We literally made it up every day. Season 2 was a disaster. My wife and everything that was going on in my personal life, I mean, you have no idea. I watched it last night. I was like, oh, my God.
Did she get all the Stable Wars money?
No, we sold Stable Wars. This is the problem. We actually sold it years ago. And the guy who bought it from us, he's been probably looking for a place to televise it, and he found this Tubi place.
Yeah.
I watched this last night. My kids were dying laughing. They were like, why is this show not still on TV? They're laughing, and I've got my head in my hand like, oh, my God, no freaking way. Because I know what is on screen, but I know what was going on in my real life behind the scenes.
Right.
And it was a freaking disaster, dude. It was a mess. And so, Lindsay Baseball, I know you love documentaries.
Stable Wars, pick it up.
I don't know if you've ever heard of
on
Tubi, but it's out there for you, girl.
Wait, but Stable Wars isn't a documentary, is it?
I know.
No, it's like a reality show.
And this particular season, my partner, he was like, no, we got to have hot chicks, man. It's got to be like the Housewives of Orange County.
This is Bach?
No, this is not Bach. This is the next year. This is my
Cap
partner,
in the Bach?
who is the money man behind
That
it
could
all.
be the next show you do, Cap in the
Cap in the
Bach.
Bach would be, the Bach's kid actually is now a quarterback at Pitt he's from the Valley.
Is it Jerkovic?
No, Diefenbach is the kid's last name.
Right, yeah. Because the kid now is Phil Jerkovic. He's the starter.
Oh, he's a kid from L.A. who went to Pitt
Oh,
just this past year. As a freshman.
Look at that.
He went
All right.
for spring.
We're done here, Cappy.
All right, I'll see you tomorrow in West Covina, everybody.
Yeah. Great job, Cappy, Lindsay, Laura, Funchi, Christopher. We'll see you mañana at the West Covina Sportsplex. See ya. Lakers talk next.